everyone, and welcome to the first real episode of Welcome to the Bone Era.
Woo! You can't see, but I'm dabbing.
Just to describe our little weirdo name to everybody as we get started, Tess, one of our players here, typed in Venevra, which is the land we're playing in, into her phone, and it auto-corrected to Bone Era, and we all thought it was hilarious, and very Dungeons & Dragons, and decided to keep going with it.
It's stuck, yeah.
Well, it's amazing.
Forced it.
A few people forced it. Well, it's, whatever.
I forced it.
All right, so another thing, this is technically our session 11.
Yes.
Yeah, number 11.
So if you are listening to this podcast and have no idea what's going on and want to, we have a recap episode where I talk about what happened. It's about 15 minutes. It goes really quickly. Check that out before we get into this game. All right. First things first. I'm going to have all the players introduce themselves. Oh, I should do that too. My name's Cameron Vest Davis. I'm the DM for Welcome to the Bone Era. And I created this world, and woo-ta-da, hooray.
Hooray.
Shall we go around in this like we're at the first day of school?
Of course. Hi, everybody. My name is Jason Van Dyes, and I play the group's Dragonborn Sorcerer. My name is Kimbatul Nalah. I am a female Dragonborn, a golden dragon, and I've been with the group these 11 sessions. It's been wonderful.
A dragon burn.
Dragon bird.
I can burn.
All right.
Oh, get it? Hi, my name is Sarah Howard. I am Qren Da'Wunded, our Grave Domain cleric who comes from Scorch Pass and wears a cowboy hat, and so in theory has a southern accent, but you don't want to hear that yet, so it's not happening yet.
All right.
Hi, I'm Tess Galviati, and I play Lylia, as she's a fallen Asima, bard, charlatan. So basically, she gets her kicks from scamming other people, and doesn't really like to talk about where she is or whether or not she has the last name.
Ooh,
All right.
I've never thought about that.
Me neither.
We're bad at talking to each other.
I'm Emily Harrington, and I play Shar, who is a high elf rogue. She's shady as fuck.
And we love her.
And she's my little elf child. Protect Shar at all costs.
And my little elf child.
Really Kieran's little elf child for some reason.
She is now.
Adopted.
All my children are dead.
Aww. Spoiler.
Little backstory for everybody.
You don't have to lean in. It's gonna pick you up.
Yeah.
I have the awesome power of compressors to boost how you sound.
Sweet.
Everything will be good. Go ahead.
I'm Max Jenkins, and I play Wynn, who's the half-elf fighter. I use 2 scimitars. It's dope. Scimitars, yeah.
My fellow firebolter.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
We're roommates.
So, without further babbling, we are going to kick off us actually playing.
Yay!
Huzzah! So, welcome to the Bone Era. I mean, but they have to be called the boners, right? I mean, there's no other term. I can't think. I kept trying, but I'm like, out of as far as Welcome to the Bone Era goes. If anyone likes this show, come up with a better fucking name and tweet at me.
At least Bonies
At
is
Camabest
kind of
Davis.
cute.
No, boners.
Like they're Bonies.
Bonies? And Bonies is alright.
That sounds like bronies.
It sounds like the Goonies.
I'm not into it.
Or like
those are
a
two very
weird genetically altered pony.
I don't know.
Bonies.
You
It's
know-
like the Thestrals.
There's nothing wrong with liking a bit of Equestria. Come on. Anyway,
I
You
know,
just
but
can't be
just
creepy and
term
weird.
in general
alright.
is not a
So, just so everyone's aware, theme song written by me, because I'm cool. Anyway,
Coolest.
Hats off.
last time, the Bone Era awoke after saving Johanna Vinthras from prison. She talked about her plans for the future of Resistenza, the resistance group you're helping out, and kind of a part of now. And she paid you a bunch of money for helping her get out of prison. She talked about how she actually was a noble and was in line to be Baroness of a place called Belmare to the south, but she turned it down to do other shit. She also found out from Jared, another person who never fucking learned to read, that the garrison of soldiers in Arkala is moving south for the first big offensive of the war to take the border town currently owned by Handere, the kingdom to the south. Timpala is the name of the city. And they're hoping to sabotage the war machines that they have to see if they can give Handere a fighting chance. After that, y'all decide to head down to the New Vale Mountains, to where you have 2 quest writs that you picked up from the Adventurers Guild. One of these talks about attacks from larger than normal wolves, and another one is to pick up something called a moonflower, and the moonflower has another name that I forgot, that can be used as a base in antidotes and poisons. You decide to take the shorter but more dangerous path because you also want to make it back for the tournament, the Champions of the Kingdom thing. So you want to make it back for that tournament, but you have some time to go to Myrefall, which is the town in the mountains, in order to do those quests and then make it back.
You know what we forgot to do when we left? We forgot to have somebody watch our beer.
It's steeping.
Yeah, but is it gonna still be steeping in 3 weeks?
You think someone's gonna steal your beer?
Nobody pays attention
It was
to the...
orc brew. If
it
it's
gonna
bad,
catch
who's gonna know?
What if
It was whatever's
the
pink
bar on fire?
ale or whatever I
If
made
we
up.
get back
Stein.
and
No,
the same
no.
house is burned to the ground because we left the beer.
It's alright.
It wasn't boiling. It was fermenting in a bottle.
Hanging out.
Yeah.
All right.
Aging.
Yeah.
Cool.
You have to leave beer to
I
ferment for
didn't
a
know
while.
where we were at with beer.
Anyway,
Beer me.
so you head out of the city. You barely get out without getting arrested. Good job, guys.
Yay.
A clutch charm person spell from Wynn.
I'm both happy and sad I was not conscious for these.
And then you head out down across the sea to the north and then southwest along the mountains. On that path, you stumble upon this cool little oasis-y area, and you get attacked by a wyvern and 2 riders on the back of said wyvern.
And nailed
You kill this group of assailants, and you, Nala, feeling for her dragon kin, gives the wyvern a proper send-off, and then you continue on your way, and you stumble onto this weird, foggy, creepy land, which seems not like natural fog. And,
Feels bad, man.
And you get attacked
Bad.
by monsters from the Shadowfell, known as the Lost and the Wretched. And after a trying battle where a couple people actually went unconscious, and I congratulated myself for finally balancing a battle to make it challenging, you dispatched these enemies, and you went back into this gap in between the mountains where you found a portal to the Shadowfell, which was being held open by yet another stone of Morlos, much like the one you already have, except a different color. This one's purple. And it seemed to have been using these disgusting, now basically mummified bodies. It was like pulling something from them to power the portal. You were able to cut the links between the bodies and this portal. The portal went away, and then since you were all hurt and tired, you went to bed in the gap between the mountains. The dead bodies staring at you as you fall asleep.
Still don't care for that.
I sleep with my hat over my face.
Of course you do.
Yup.
Of course you do. You always are able to find a chair and lean back in it.
Custom ability, custom racial trait.
For humans?
So,
I mentioned that when we had the fight with the demon thing, though.
You could summon
That I had the hat.
had the hat over, yeah.
That I had the hat.
So as you awaken, the weather today is a little cooler than it was in the north. As you head up in altitude, it's more like it is exactly today when we're recording this. So more mid-60s to 70 during the height of the day. You assume it might get to something like that. But as you head up into the mountains proper, because as you look forward, the path that sort of exists, some people have taken this path, it's just not a main road. As you head over that direction, it does head more into the mountains and more up in the altitude. And it, from what you were told and what you gather, this is the path to Mirefall. But you do have to keep going up, and it will get a little colder as you head south.
And we can see that from where we're at right now.
You can see into the distance, it's much clearer now. All the fog has gone away because that was mystical, weird fog. You can hear birds chirping again, and you see some squirrels running on the absolutely still dead trees that were deadened by the Shadowfell's energy.
Are the like mummified bodies still?
They're
all
still
in this
there.
Clearing?
Gross.
Yep. So yes, as you awaken, Bonira, what would you like to do?
Let's keep going.
If I may. Oh, before we head out, I'm actually going to ask Lylia if she would be so kind as to sketch in the back of my Dimensions and Doorways book a sketch of the portal for us, so I can take it back to the Veneer wizard and ask him if he may have.
It's not Veneer, Vito.
Veneer is
Vito.
I have a forgery kit, so I would assume.
Yeah, I think you have a steady hand.
I can probably draw things.
If you want to try that, just roll a dexterity check for me.
Never mind the map maker, man.
Or like, or
You can draw maps real well, but drawing
Different
maps does not mean that you can.
Oh, it's not going to look very pretty. I got an 8.
An 8. So on the back of this ancient book that you got in this mystical
grand.
house,
It's
Lylia takes out like an equivalent of a Sharpie and sort of draws a spirally purple shape and does this like lines going out from it, so it's like a children's
I would
sun.
like to extend that this is what I was woken up by.
Basically, what you saw was a golden dragonborn holding a book at you as you awoke and you were a little shocked and you groggily draw this thing. So you have that now.
Thank you.
I don't know how much good it's going to do yet, but...
I'm going to sketch some notes of what I saw.
Sure. So you write some notes about what you saw.
Yeah.
So the dead bodies are there, looking dead. And your path is before you.
Yeah.
No, you
the
cut
arms
the mystical
right.
thing
Okay.
that was holding the bodies
Okay.
To
connected
be fair,
with.
you cut one body. Cut the body.
No.
first,
No, you had to
No.
go. Oh yeah, you did
yeah.
cut one
Cut
body.
one, nothing happened.
Yeah.
You also tried to grab the stone, and while it was active,
That was
Oh,
bad.
yes, you
yeah,
did.
I'm an idiot.
But it
I'm an
fell.
it looked like a
unactive.
door
We
to
have
you,
it
so
now,
you had to
right?
kick
All
it.
I'm saying is the stones are very, like, they just, they feel bad, man. The
Yeah,
stones
yeah.
Feel
feel
bad.
bad.
There are different pockets in
into it.
different dimensions.
Who has the stone?
I'm
They're
ready
both
for
in the
Emperor
haversack.
God
Okay.
They're both in the bag of holding.
Okay.
Emperor God Doom here in the wood.
So
I would like, just before we go anywhere, I sent a quick little prayer up to Yarn,
okay,
just being like, hey, buddy,
shit,
found
that
another
reminds me.
stone.
Let me open a thing I forgot to open.
Just sending over a prayer to Yarn, just being like, we found another stone. I don't know if you want these stones to be put together or if they should see each other ever again. I was told by one of our clerics that it's bad that they're coming back up again. So just thought I would let you know this is a happening.
So you do actually feel a sort of tingling sensation in the back of your neck after you get done doing that. But that's all that happens. Anything else you would like to do before you continue your journey?
Now we out here.
I say, is the pedestal isn't still in the room, is it? Was there a pedestal?
There wasn't a pedestal. There were just the dead bodies.
And it was floating, wasn't it?
And it was floating next to one of the main bodies.
And we already checked out all the bodies and everything's like
I'd like to get the
gross.
fuck out of sight
you
of the
searched
dead
the bodies for sure.
Breakfast?
You had talked. It has been a couple weeks.
Anyone
You
wants
had
some of those
asked if you
berries?
wanted to use. I know that I shouldn't do this as a DM, but you had asked if you should prepare Speak with Dead. If you still want to do that, now would be the time.
Ooh. I think we should do that.
That was one of the things that wasn't recorded in our test recording session because it cut up.
Let me...
Good idea.
For in the
within
future,
the
I won't
last
be
10
reminding you of that
days.
shit.
Yeah.
But since that wasn't. What?
It says within the last 10 days they have
You
to
don't
do
know.
it.
You
So I
don't.
can try it, but I don't
You could check with a medicine check if you wanted.
Oh, see how.
If you want to roll a medicine check, you can
I'll do it.
see. 2 people can roll a medicine check if they want.
have
You missed the dice tower.
Your dice tower defied.
I'm sorry.
24.
Well, it
24.
Yeah,
So
18.
these are very difficult to tell
they're,
because they've
mummified.
been mummified by whatever energy had done this to them. But you, with that amazing roll, are able to you disgustingly peel a bit back and can tell there's some freshness underneath them. So it doesn't look like they're actually that old. They just sort of look destroyed.
So now the question is, do we think they'll have anything interesting to say? Sure. I'll cast Speak with the Dead.
I'm inclined to say.
All right. So what does that require again? I think it's just incense, right?
Yeah. I should have incense. I sure do have some incense.
Great. So you're using some of that incense. For small amounts of incense, I don't think this expends any. So you can say
I have a
that-
whole block of incense.
Yeah, so that's fine. If it ever expends any and costs money, then you'll have to actually go have that ready, like the diamonds that's bringing people back to life.
Yes.
But as far as this, it doesn't expend it. So you all watch. Which body would you like to do? Because there are 6 of them, all in sort of a semicircle, and then one nearer to the stone. But
The one nearest the stone.
Okay, so Qren, you all sort of set the body up a bit, and Qren
Prop it up.
stabs like an incense, or no, because it's a block. So Qren takes out one of those like incense burners and puts it up and lights it on fire, and the smoke wafts away. It's sort of a frankincense-y smell as he begins the incantation for Speak with Dead. And this body, as you watch it, you watch some of the smoke drift towards it and be inhaled by this dead being, whatever it was.
Ew.
And it opens its eyes and looks towards Qren expectantly. I believe you have 5.
Yes, 5 questions.
Oh shit.
And it only knows what it knew in life.
Yes, so it didn't learn anything that happened afterwards.
Howdy. Friend.
What were you trying to do?
How did you get put in this situation?
Yeah. What's the last thing that happened to you?
I used the stone.
All right.
Good to know.
Yeah, don't make that mistake again.
What were you trying to achieve with the stone?
I was hired to find it.
By who? Whom? By whom?
Elena Desford.
Should I ask who that is? Who are you?
My name is Rick Daffin. I am a mercenary mage.
Alright, we got one more.
Yeah, sure.
Where did you get the stone?
It called to us.
Oh, I don't like that.
I pulled it out of the mountainside.
Creepy.
And the magical reanimation that you did of this being goes away.
Interesting.
Also, just something I realized in case we run into any of this again, I can take the form of someone who's just died. I believe I get their memories as well, just to let you know.
Kimbatul Nalah would have written that down in the notes.
That's not how this works, man.
What a nice.
You don't have keen minds.
Yeah.
You don't get to pull a Caleb on
Can't
me.
do that.
Next time we have to do something like that, I'm just gonna wait elsewhere. I don't want to see this.
Next time
This
we
is
should
gross.
plan ahead.
Yeah.
I
Gross.
mean,
Are we allowed to wake up the other ones?
I mean, I only have 3
Oh, I see.
spell slots for level 3, but I mean, certainly we could, but I'm sure we can figure out who this lady is
Yeah.
What's her name?
without.
Elena Desford?
Do I
Sounds like an
recognize it?
important person
Yeah, do
that
we recognize the
someone-
name at all?
Roll an intelligence check.
All of us?
Yeah.
Okay.
19.
21.
9.
Hold on.
9.
I'm nailing it.
Oh no, I know nothing.
You've heard this
Johnstone.
name before. I think the only person who wrote it down was Wynn.
Okay.
Or maybe it was Shar, whatever. The 2 notes that I have access to.
I found it. She's the head enchanter for King Salvador.
Oh. Shit.
Is she the blonde one?
There's only one
Long
Long
hair
blonde.
that was on
Yeah.
the float.
Yes.
You're
welcome, everybody.
Yeah, thanks, because I know nothing.
Shit.
Why does the king...
Oh yeah, it's all coming together. Fuck, I can't
So
do
why,
this
why
voice.
does the king need these stones?
I mean, I don't know why he needs the stones, but I do know that they should. I mean, I have the feeling that putting them together is bad because these are the stones of Morlos. Morlos was captured and is no longer part of us. So I'm assuming that these stones were scattered.
Well, definitely don't let me get captured.
Do you
Yes.
think he's trying to collect all the stones
I
to
don't-
summon Morlos back?
I don't know.
Would that work?
I don't know,
Oh.
but I would venture to guess it might have something to do with why his eyes went silver.
Wow.
So
Do you think he has
probably
any
has
stones
one of the
already?
stones.
I don't know.
How many are there?
I don't know.
How many are there?
Oh my God! There are stones,
Counted them
and they
yourself?
contain bits and pieces of Morlos. I guess Yarn hasn't really told me much.
So how
Okay.
big is this guy if he's made of rocks?
Anyone want any berries?
Made of rocks. Yeah, you just sort of stack them up like Legos, and it's the god.
This is his big toe. Pretty sure we have his finger.
It's a Dracula's rib.
You
That's an old
don't.
joke.
So you have added the stone in
Yes.
D&D Beyond, but you don't know what that is
I
or what
haven't
it's
looked
called.
at it.
So
You have both of
I
them.
probably did last time, but I don't remember it.
They're in
you
different
identified the last
Yeah.
one.
thing, so they're technically in different dimensional planes from one another.
Okay, so good to know that the king is after these. So I guess
We need
Or
them.
if it's not the king,
We need to not have him have them.
if it well,
Yeah.
I mean
He could be a puppet.
Ooh,
Or the
well, because
Puppet
I'm
of
just.
Morlos?
I also want to make sure I'm not overstepping my intelligence bounds if I'm just remembering things that have already happened.
You are,
Okay.
and you're just conjecturing at this point. There's
well,
no
yeah,
knowledge
because
conjecture.
so here's the thing. Remember the one guy before he was murdered? He said Morlos save you, or Morlos something on you all.
That was somebody in the crowd.
There was someone in the crowd.
And more lost wrath on you.
Yeah, Morlos wrath on you.
Take you off.
There's
So-
some people who know the history,
Yeah.
but you don't know who this guy was.
Right. So the Morlos wrath take you all. I'm assuming if Morlos is being used to threaten, I don't know if the crown knows that
Like,
Morlos
is he
being
still worshipped?
collected. I mean, either way,
Well-
it's bad. Either there's someone in the royal court who's trying to get the stones, or it's the king himself. Either way, not ideal.
Wynn,
well, at least we know that Elena knows about it.
Yes.
Obviously, if she hired a mercenary group to go
Right,
after
right.
them.
Wynn, make a religion check. For me.
Okay. Since Morlos
Or history,
did
whichever
all
one.
that junk in the past, that might also be just a
Darn. Okay.
You can make a history check. Too.
We don't still have the diary that we rescued from the
I still have a diary, yeah, but that's the she doesn't write anything
8.
about Morlos. It's all
You don't
about
remember
the things that
anything.
Morlos was doing.
Yeah.
It was more about Yaren.
Okay.
Was what her journal was, because Yaren was teaching her many years.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
For podcast listeners, I'm going to post Lorella's journal at some point as a freebie. Basically, when they were in a creepy old house that was like tens of thousands of years old, they
Old as
found a
possible.
diary of a girl who lived there, and I recorded a whole thing of that whole journal, so
It
I'll
was
be
awesome.
posting that as well.
Yeah.
Wynn, you don't know anything about. You grew up in Penchard,
Right.
so the amount of colloquialism / whether Morlos is still worshipped is not something you know. But Qren, Morlos is not so much worshipped anymore and is more feared. It can be used as a colloquial, like go to hell.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
he didn't necessarily.
Believe in
Mean
Morlos
anything.
or anything. You don't know the man, but it could have. Yeah,
We must find him. We're gonna have to talk to him.
this
He's dead.
random
We gotta
guy.
find him in 10 days.
Okay.
All right.
That's really funny.
So
Let's keep going. Yeah.
as you finish up this business, you have 5 more days of travel
Let's keep
So
going.
I can
Until
have
we
that
get
spell
until
slot.
you get to Meyerfall.
Meyerfall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because all that happened in 2 days.
Yeah.
Great. Just to clarify, Meyerfall is where the flower is. We're not gonna.
The mountains are where the flower is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Meyerfall is a city in the mountains.
Okay.
So, and you already have another mission that is in Meyerfall, so
Right. So I have that book, the
flower.
the plants
the
thing?
plants. I'm trying to find it.
From the
Yeah,
mountain?
Field Guide to Mountain Plants. I just wanna. I'm gonna look through it again. I want to know. I just want to make sure I know all of the like nuances of what this flower looks like. Maybe the things it grows around, so that way even if we don't see the flower, I'm like, oh, I know it grows in this kind of area.
Sure.
Is that cool?
So as you read it, as you begin traveling, you all get your
Yeah.
packs together and you sort of read it on the trail.
Yeah.
Why do
You're walking
For a little
and
while,
reading.
you
Yeah.
find
Walking
you
and
find that the moonflower grows at a certain altitude level, so you do have to go up a bit into the
Okay, so
mountains to get to it.
How like if this is a mountain, like
I don't know mountain climbing.
Above the
How-
tundra.
It's not. It's sort of within the forested areas where
Okay.
a forest could still be,
okay.
not. It's not sea level. It's like 1,000,
Yeah.
2,000 feet
Well,
up.
I was more like if ground is 0%
I don't know what.
and
How,
top
is that really high?
No, I mean I wasn't really looking
Five,
for feet.
oh,
Just
yeah.
like if the ground is 0% and the top is 100%.
Oh,
how
then
high
at
are we?
about. Oh, you're right now at
Uh-huh.
about 5%. You're just starting to go
And
up.
then the flowers are like
Flowers
50%,
at like 30, 40.
30, 40. Perfect.
Got it.
And
So
where's
it's not high
Meyerfall?
enough that we're like not.
Meyerfall's at 100.
Meyerfall is at roughly 20 feet.
Okay.
20?
20%.
Okay.
So we just need to go a little
We're
higher.
at
to get the
5%.
flowers. Okay.
Meyerfall is at 20%. Flowers are at 30%.
You're not like going up into the mountains. You're just traveling along a
Through
valley
them, yeah.
path,
Yeah.
and it's sort of slightly going up as you go.
Well, that's good to know that 5% of the mountain took us 2 days. Just
Well, you didn't
Well,
start
we had
going
to
up
leave-
until
we
like
had to
really
leave the
recently.
camp.
You were wandering sort of on the
Right.
cusp of the mountains
Yeah,
for a
you're
while.
And you travel slower on sand. To be
You were only on the coast for like a day, but you were on flat level
I'm
next to
taking
the
myself
mountains,
So
and
who
then you
wants
just
to
started
take-
going.
Yeah. Who's doing the walk?
Yes. So as we did last
You are
time.
reading, so you can't take survival or anything like that.
I can do it.
You're reading.
So yeah, somebody take a survival check just to make sure you're staying on the right path, and somebody do a perception as the head of the
20.
group. 20. Nice.
I'll do it. All right.
Okay. Perception check.
Oh, fuck up.
Ooh. 23.
Yeah.
Right. So you guys
Batting at
find
100, y'all.
what makes it easier is that you do find a path that has sort of been walked before. For a while there, it wasn't so much pathwise, but you can see a distinct one through the mountains and up into sort of a foresty area of mountains. Did my music stop playing?
Yes, it did.
Oops.
It did. Let's keep playing that.
You're just so enthralled.
Here, you can see it better.
Anyway,
Okay.
Just kind of gets more like pops out of it.
so you head up. This day of travel goes very smoothly.
Sweet.
You head up into the mountains. The weather becomes slightly cool, but it's comfortable as you're all wearing like adventurers gear and holding swords and big packs on your back and stuff. So it becomes like a nicer trek. And you're noticing that different trees that you didn't see in the north, and like things are becoming more piney and slightly more temperate. And about halfway through your travel, Wynn, you notice ahead, and you stop the groups. No, ahead. Like in front of.
Yeah, ahead of us. Okay.
Not this time.
More spooky shit already.
John B, is that you?
You notice in the distance.
Yeah.
A cat.
A cat. But yes, actually,
What?
a large cat.
Yes.
A mountain lion. But this is sort of a larger mountain lion, and it has another mountain lion next to it as well. And you see in the distance, and you just all sort of take a while to watch them. They play a little bit, and then sort of move on. Clearly just going about their mountain lion day. But mountain lions are not common in the north. But they, in this land, it's somewhat common to see them, but it's still pretty exciting to see.
Awesome.
That's what you see.
Adorable. Kieran wipes away a couple tears.
They are cute.
Small
Did you know that cougars like purr? Anyway, we'll move on. Cheetahs do too.
Most big cats do.
Has anyone ever seen a mountain lion before?
I have never seen
I've
it.
never seen a mountain lion.
I'm talking to the
Oh,
adventure.
you're talking in like
What
not real life.
color is their hide?
They look like mountain lions.
Hey, you
I'm not going to kill them.
Hey, no fire.
Tan,
I'm crying,
No.
for Christ's sakes. Leave them
Tan.
alone.
you know, like normal mountain lions, sort of
Oh,
beige, yellow.
we're not.
I'm colorblind. You're asking me what color mountain lions are? I don't know, beige-ish.
They're rare. I don't know if there is anything.
No,
like
these are standard mountain lions, and they move on past, and you let them
Whack
by,
on an arm.
and you make sort of a wide arc. You make sort of a wide arc around them, and you continue on your day. But this day goes perfectly smoothly.
Wonderful.
Excuse me.
And you
don't
find
trust
you
it.
find a little area that seems relatively safe, and you have some food, etc. And it starts to get dark.
Berries.
Are there more berries?
Make a survival check.
Oh wait, I thought we already made a survival.
Natural 20.
Ooh.
She's looking
You
for berries.
find not only more currants but blueberries, wild blueberries as well.
Wonderful.
You
Bring them all
find
back.
great.
Thank you.
Everybody.
You've also got
Delicious.
like
We've got
ration packs and like dried meats and things like that.
We're here
And
for
you
the sugar rush.
Yeah, sure. But you find a place to bed down, and after Lylia plays like some music to let you all go to bed around the campfire, you all find
I
time to go to sleep.
definitely start with the lion sleeps tonight.
Well,
In the mountains.
while she's singing that, can
Are we close enough as a group that we have sing-alongs?
can I attempt to read some of my In Common to Orcish?
Sure, you can read more of Nathaniel Stein's best work. Go ahead.
Yay.
Intelligence check.
Would you like any help with your orcish knowledge?
18.
18. Okay. You learn from this phrase book, and you commit to memory a couple more phrases. These phrases are I am in pain.
I am in pain.
I'm gonna use this in my notes.
No,
Where's
an orc
the
is gonna say
bathroom?
that.
And the other phrase is get out of my face.
Get out of
Oh,
my
that's-
face. I'm in
helpful.
pain. Get out of my face.
Where's the bathroom?
And the other ones I gave you, I don't remember.
Yeah, of course.
That guy.
Kill that guy.
I'm in pain.
If
Get
we
out of my
never meet
face.
Nathaniel
Where's the
Stein,
bathroom?
this whole thing is
He's
gonna
dead.
last.
He's the
No,
bad
he
guy.
was,
dead.
he was around a year ago, so
Okay, never
it's
mind.
reasonable to assume he survived a year, but it depends on, you have no
For
idea.
some
If we
reason,
don't
Nathaniel
meet him,
Stein and Nicholas
I quit.
Flamel just like kind of blend in my brain.
Yeah.
Really
Because
funny.
he's legendary.
Get out of my face.
Get out of my face.
Get out of
The
my face.
legendary orc nerd. Nathaniel
All right, so for this night, we're just going to have one person make a perception roll.
Okay.
Who wants to stay up?
I'll do it because I only need a short rest.
Okay, please
I'm an
make a
elf.
perception roll for me.
Please don't get us killed.
15.
Okay.
Okay.
I have
And
a high perception.
all right, so as you all fall asleep, and you take your time for me to choose the music.
That's good, though. I think this might be my initiative die.
Yeah.
You all find yourselves to sleep. Shar, you are keeping an eye out. And I know we are only doing this like literal first episode, but could everybody leave the table except for Tess?
Except for Tess?
Oh no!
Put on. It's chilly out, so in the winter this is going to be harder to do. But
It's fine.
please stand on my porch.
That's fine.
So, as you're sleeping, you find yourself in a black void. You can move around as though you're in sort of a thick water, but nothing is around you. It's quiet at first, but after a few moments, you hear a familiar voice. Hello there, Lylia. It's been a little while since I've talked to you directly. This time, of course, you asked to talk, which is a pleasant change, I must be honest. Whether or not you trust me yet, I hope you discover that I do, in fact, have your best interest in mind. How are you?
I mean, better, but to be honest, I feel a little guilty because I now feel like a child who's been an absolute brat. So
You
sorry
are not
about
the
that.
first follower of mine who has been a bit of a brat. When you are somewhat of a chaos god, well, that sort of thing is something I attract. You must have noticed the priests of mine, who are a little bit of brats, I would say. A weird word to use, but it works out. Anyway, to the reason you're floating in this strange, chaotic void. You asked about the gifts that I gave to one Lorella Arloso. First, let me say that it has been a long, long, long time since I found a follower close to her potential. And that follower is you. I taught her skills that no one had ever seen before. Those skills, of course, were tailored for her. I would have taught her more had Morlos not become so jealous, petty, and vindictive. I do wish I could have saved her, but I was just a bit too late.
I think you did enough.
Well, it's a loss I will never forgive myself for. But I digress. I'm here to talk about you and what I can show you. I want to give you a first little gift.
Okay.
It's little more than a party trick, but I trust you will be able to come up with a use for it in your adventures.
Okay.
This first one will not be directly tailored to you, but know that if you accept this, future gifts will come.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'd be a huge dumbass to not accept a gift. Oh my god.
Well, yes, maybe. Anyway, observe. Suddenly, a painting manifests itself in front of your eyes. It's a landscape painting of a village. Mm-hmm. In front of you, you see it, like in the foreground, you see a woman using a hoe in a garden, the tool having just been swung into the ground. Back a little farther, a cart passes by a blacksmith shop with an outdoor anvil and bellows. The blacksmith's hammer is held in the air and he looks intently at a piece he is making. Over on the right side of the painting is a group of children kicking a ball around. Yarn speaks again. Mm-hmm. Now, listen closely. Yarn begins to sing a melody. And as the music floats past your ears and reaches the painting, the figures in the painting suddenly spring to life. The woman in the garden lifts the hoe back into the air and brings it down again. The person leading the cart waves to the blacksmith, who nods to them as he swings the hammer down onto the piece of metal he's holding on the anvil. One of the children appears to score, and there's much celebration on their team. And Yarn speaks to you again. All you need do is hum that melody, or whistle it, or play it. Focus your intention on any painting or portrait or photograph, and you will be able to cause the painting to come to life. It can be fun to do, as I mentioned, at parties. Or perhaps it may come in handy as a distraction tool. Anyway, this is my first gift to you. How do you like it?
I like this a lot. Thank you. Thank you so much. I can't express my gratitude enough. And I'm assuming you heard me when I spoke to you earlier about the stones.
Yes.
Okay.
That
I don't need any explanation at this moment. I just wanted to make sure you knew.
Know that I am looking into it.
Okay.
And am as disturbed as you would assume.
Okay.
I will let you know more about that.
Yeah. Thank you. And again, thank you so much for this gift. I can't express my gratitude enough that you're even speaking to me after the way that I turned my back on the gods for so long.
Look, you may have thought that Lylia was right for you, but I am the god of chaos and fate after all. It doesn't matter how you reach your destination. Whatever has to happen will happen.
Just would have been nice to get a little bit more of a goodbye or some reasoning from Lylia.
Well, she can be that way.
Yeah.
Trust me, I've worked with her before.
Well, thank you again so much.
Absolutely. Well, that is all for today. I do need to let you get back to your adventure.
Not a problem. I'm really excited to try out this new melody.
Carry on with this path you're on. I think it's good. And as you go, I will continue to provide what aid I can, especially due to this coming conflict.
Mm-hmm. Oh, come over.
Big things are on the horizon, Lylia. Bigger than this war. Keep your head up.
Yay.
And the voice fades and the void fades and you wake up. Still the middle of the night.
Cool.
You see Shar, just keep at a distance. And you can add in the app, it is Yaren's first gift as a feat.
Awesome. Will do.
Could you go grab that?
Yes.
So, you awaken. It is yet again a cooler but relatively similar day here in the mountains. You did not notice anything in the night. Some animals have walked by. You swear you saw some yellow eyes of maybe another big cat in the distance. But everybody had a peaceful night. And it is now the fourth day of travel.
Everybody had a peaceful night.
Would anyone want some more berries?
From what you know.
I was gonna say, like, the 15 minutes I stood outside, everyone had a peaceful night.
From what you know, everybody had a peaceful night.
Yeah, that was good.
And it is the next morning. What would you like to do? If there's anything you want to do before you continue your journey, now's the time.
Yeah, does anyone want to, like, change any spell slots or anything? I mean, I don't know if we can do that after we go to sleep, though.
I can only do that whenever I level.
I can do it whenever I sleep,
kind of,
but I can also...
Yeah.
I don't... We're not going to get to town today, right?
You've got
A couple days.
3 more days of travel.
Okay,
more
then I have time
Yeah,
to
this
look
is
at my
day 4.
stuff and think about it as we're walking.
Sorry, 4 more days of travel.
Is there anything we can prep before we venture forth that might help us if we get ambushed or anything like that?
You're so pessimistic. I'm still making my map.
Gestures vaguely to everything.
I mean, I think I'm about as ready as I'm ever.
Yeah,
I think we're probably gonna
there's
have
nothing I
a night.
have in terms of
I got a full
berries.
night's sleep. It's about as good as it's gonna fucking get.
Alright,
Is no one's exhausted, everyone's eaten?
everyone's fine.
Cool.
Wait,
All right.
yeah, you're not exhausted.
Nala's turned into the mom.
The mom friend.
You've
You've got a mom and dad friend.
She's the one who went up to the Orpling. Is like, are you okay?
I want to...
So now she's just the cynical mom friend.
Dad friend, but also daddy friend.
Ooh. Hashtag daddy friend.
Jesus.
Is that like the father that turned away their
It's like
kids?
when
What
you're
the
wrong.
hell is that?
No, it's like
Daddy friend?
Yes, daddy.
Daddy.
Oh, okay.
That
Like Hillary.
All right, let's end this thing.
Yeah, hell of a morning breakfast.
All right. So for the next day of travel, yet another survival and perception check from one person each, just to make sure you can carry on the path.
I did survival yesterday, so I don't...
Yeah,
Are you allowed to
switch
do
it
that?
if you want. Doesn't matter.
I mean, I can try perception. I mean, my survival and perception are exactly.
I'll
the
do
same.
survival
Yeah.
this
So.
time.
Alright.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Can someone give me advantage?
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay.
I mean, you've also got
I'll
Shar.
We're all
I'll
like,
get you.
We got a 17 on survival.
Well, that was even worse. So, I got a 10.
Lilia can't do perception anymore.
Would you?
I
Was
got
that perception or survival?
Either way, it's
Perception.
If I rolled for survival, I got
Okay,
a 17.
then-
If I rolled perception, I got a 17. So.
Okay, so that's fine.
Okay.
So you carry on traveling. This day is a little harder because for some reason it's much more uphill. Like this particular section, it's in the mountains, but this particular section seems to be pretty uphill, and it gets rockier. Like there's still trees, but right here, just this section that you're traveling, these 24 miles, is really rocky. And for a little while there, you sort of lose the path a bit. And you find yourself back at the same rock that sort of looks like a head of someone that you were staring at for like 10 minutes. And then you walk away, and then you find yourself back at it, and you're like, fuck. But eventually you find the path again. It is still there, and you continue. And yet another peaceful day of travel goes by without a hitch.
Oh, thank God.
You're just walking through the mountains. But if you want to talk during the day,
anything y'all want to do?
now would be the time.
I would like to, I'm assuming you have, paper and pens and shit from my forgery kit.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to just, draw a little, a little picture on there.
Just make a dexterity check. See how
Oh my
terrible.
god.
Just to see.
You see a little young.
Oh, perfect 20. So, no,
Natural
nice.
20. So, what kind of picture
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
have you perfectly drawn here?
I want to have drawn a picture of the other four. Aww.
So what you get is basically what we commissioned. And it's an action shot of all of you in cool poses, except for Lilia. But she draws you four, and remarkably, Lilia is a talented musician and artist, but you guys had never seen this level of drawing talent, especially after the disastrous portal that was drawn just a little while ago.
It's amazing what difference food can make.
No drawing before 9 a.m.
No.
That's how it works.
Hide my face under my hat.
But so it's an action shot. Wynn's there with flame in his hands, but holding his swords up. Nala is shooting a bolt of flame out of her hands. Qren has Chompy over the shoulder and some divine energy in his hand, and Shar's leapt into the air with
Upside down.
aiming over his shoulder like Hawkeye and with the bow, and it's a really cool picture.
I love it.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Plus
Lilia.
5 friendship points.
I'm gonna frame it.
I would like to, under my breath, when everyone else is not paying attention, start humming.
Okay. So Lilia,
Do you not want us to hear you?
everybody,
Is that the point?
Not really.
everybody make a perception check, and you make a sleight of hand.
Oh, yeah. That's
No,
fine.
I dropped it. Sorry. That's okay. I can't see it.
That is a 20 from me.
Natural 1.
You said perception.
We really out here,
Yes, perception.
19.
It's rocky.
Okay.
There's rocks falling everywhere when we're stepping.
So,
Right.
it's crunchy
7
ground.
plus 2 is 9.
And Lilia just
Crunchy brown.
seems to be doing normal things. So none of you notice this. Do you reveal what happens?
No, not yet.
Okay. So, anyway, the day, other than that,
I just wanted to see, I just wanted to test it
It
out.
works.
Okay, neat.
Oh, cool.
And
What
I
does
don't
it
notice
mean?
this being
What does it
tapped
mean?
into the arcane and stuff.
no, because it was sleight of hand. She did it very quiet.
Rude.
Anybody else like to do something on this travel day?
During any breaks, any chance I can read any more Nathaniel Stein's?
Sure.
Read while you're walking.
Make an
No, that's
intelligence
why I said
check for
during any
me.
breaks. I imagine
You're
when
just
I'm
gonna make
walking-
me invent the most ridiculous phrases.
Of course. Natural 1.
So this time the problem is you're walking along, and
You keep
because of the rocky grounds, and you keep having to close it and get back up, and you don't wear shoes either, so you're grabbing into it. Scales are fine, but I don't know. It just makes it much more difficult to pay attention to your reading, and you're not able to memorize anything more from Nathaniel Stein's Orcish to English dictionary, or his
Alas.
phrase book. Sorry.
How unfortunate.
That's okay.
No,
So-
if you ever need any help,
Oh, of course.
I also speak Orcish. I can probably teach you faster. Or you can try by yourself. That's
No,
cool.
I just didn't want to trouble you last night.
Fair.
Right. Still working on my map.
So as sure, you're working. Actually, go ahead, make a dexterity and proficiency check.
Throw cauliflower.
Why does this keep not looping? You're supposed to loop, you piece of crap.
Wait.
2 rolls.
What am I doing?
Drawing one.
So
Dexterity, I think.
Dexterity.
I'm gonna run.
Oop.
Okay.
I am not seeing.
What's the other one?
Uh-oh. No, it's working.
Oh, there we go.
Dexterity and.
Go ahead. Dexterity and proficiency.
Okay.
Oh, and proficiency. I thought you asked her to like make 2 rolls.
Where's the? What do I add for proficiency?
It's just your proficiency bonus. It's half your level rounded up.
Plus 3.
Oh.
Is anyone's bonus anything
15.
but 3?
No. 15? Okay.
Yours
You make a
is big.
pretty good map.
No, I think we.
And now,
that's
now
good.
you have
That's
mapped
the same.
what isn't on your map. You've got a sort of closer map of this path through the mountains, which might be cool.
Ooh, nice.
As currently making. So, you all find yourself.
Where are Sparty?
You all find yourself another sort of nook to lay in. Right on the edge of what seems to get back into a forested area, you find sort of a dolmen, which is a thing of rocks.
Wait, so we find a thing of rocks?
It's a rock shape, made out of large rocks. Stonehenge would count as a dolmen, or one of the Stonehenges.
So does it look natural, or does it look like someone
This looks
built
like
something?
it fell. And
Okay.
So it's a naturalized section of rock where you can
Like
have
Zion
a-
National Park.
Where we can just chill?
Yeah, so you bed
make
down there and make a fire.
Stuff.
All right, so for the night, one person make the check because
All
we're
right,
not doing
I'm on it.
not doing
I'll stay up
3
with you
freaking
as
checks.
well. I'll stay up with them as well.
Okay.
Okay. Well, fine.
Or
Then
at
one
least
of you
for-
roll with advantage. Then.
Yeah, you'll roll with advantage.
Good.
That's not chocolate.
Okay, 15.
Okay, 15.
The end like 14.
This night, you notice some distinct.
Dancing lights.
I don't know.
Oh no.
Does it feel bad, man?
Does it feel bad?
You hear some, and then,
Like grunting and growling.
and it
Shake.
runs away from you.
Okay.
Whatever that
Sees my
noise
eye.
was,
Yeah.
but nothing seems to come out.
Okay.
You put the dancing lights up,
Yeah, I did. Put
and
the lights
then you don't see anything. And then
up. I decided to do a little pan around,
Okay.
and then
Okay.
you do the pan around. There doesn't seem to be anything there.
okay.
You heard it off to the little area of the woody area, and you turn off the lights. Everything seems to be fine, and for the rest of the night, everybody sleeps well. You do. I'm simulating that you are doing watches,
Shifts. Yeah.
but like one where something like
I think that's fine.
because you're not really low level, so you can generally handle bandits or something. So it's useless to do that. But I still want to give you your first real travel experience.
That doesn't have a house in the middle of it.
Yes,
Because
that-
off on a
Not
secret
yet.
mission.
Or pirates.
Not yet.
pirates.
Because that was traveling, but.
Pirates!
And that was a short
Pirates.
jaunt. Anyway, so now
Jaunt's
your
a
5th day.
Yay.
You awaken, higher altitude. You're beginning to, since you're traveling at a reasonable pace, you're adjusting to the slight change in oxygen. But it's not. You're not that high up, so you're fine. But you are noticing, like, oh, it sort of smells different up here, and you're getting all mountainy smells, and yeah. But you're
It's the absence of urine. You have to leave Brooklyn.
Oh my god.
so you are awoken again. Next day of travel. Somebody make a survival check, and
I'll do it.
maybe something will happen.
That's nice.
Help me with math. That's 24.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his perception, I'll roll.
Yeah, go.
11.
Okay. So on this day of travel, you head back into sort of a wooded, mountainy area. Think, I don't know, parts of Skyrim. And you're headed through this valley. There are mountains on either side of you. For part of the day, the path disappears, but Shar is very good at keeping you going the correct direction based on the map and based on everything. And you head that way. You end up finding the path again.
Even though we got lost.
Well, you didn't get lost this time because you were amazing.
Lost it for a bit.
Oh, God.
But you find the path again, and it ends up going more into a mountainy area again.
Okay.
So this is shifting between really rocky areas and really forested land. And you're on a path that's relatively thin, like 20, 30 feet wide instead of just open forest with mountains. And you see Nala, as you're walking, the path goes down a hill, and then you see down at the bottom of a hill a cart.
Ooh.
And there's what you see from this cart, it's really hard to make out from your roll, but basically you can see the cart, which looks sort of like a covered wagon, except there seems to be something like odd about the sides and the back, but it has the covered wagon part on the top. And you see it's being pulled by a couple of oxen, and a limping man in a big cloak with the hood up is patting his oxen and walking alongside the cart.
So, to clarify, we are at the top of a hill, at the bottom
And
of the
it's
hill.
dipping, and then it goes back up in the distance.
So I'm not saying this guy looks shady, but we go down there, we lose the high ground, so I'm gonna stay up here.
What are you, Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna stay up here and hide with my arrow
I'll go
in case
down
things
there.
go
I'll go down
south.
with you.
Okay.
You ever
Right
gonna go
down.
down, I'm gonna stay right
Okay,
here.
make a stealth check.
Ooh.
And I'm going
Oh, fuck. 2, but I have a
Oh, I'm not
plus
going
9,
stealthily.
so
I'm
it's
just,
still only an 11.
Okay, good to know.
yeah, I'm not
Plan.
stealthily going down. Are you stealthily
I-
going
no.
down? Yeah.
No.
Okay,
Everybody's
so you,
going down.
you walk
Not
down.
me.
Just thinking that this is the best workout I've gotten in a while. This is walking around mountains.
Right, so I'm saying
Very diet.
everybody's going down.
You're
right?
feeling
My
pretty,
ass is
pretty
gonna
fit.
right
Yeah.
after this. Let me tell you.
So you head down, and as you walk down, just like walking,
like
as
an
as
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 one
people walk through the mountains. This man stops and looks back, and then makes sort of a, you can see the corner of his mouth sort of smirk, and he turns around and rubs his face and takes off his cloak and throws it on top of the cart, and you see now a perfectly healthy, seemingly young tiefling with very dark, like nearly black, purple skin. Like he almost looks dark elfy, except he has the horns, and he's got very dark. Oh no, he has golden eyes. That's what I did. But he has these golden eyes, and he comes at you and walks with open arms, and you can now see his tail as it flips back and forth. It has like a heart on the end of the tail, like a Pikachu.
Interesting.
Can I just like real quick do an insight check?
Yeah, go ahead.
Does it feel bad, man? That is a 12.
I mean, all you can see, this seems like
A breath.
a guy. It's hard to read what his intentions are.
Okay.
But he comes up to you and with his arms open and stops about 5 feet from his cart and says, "My friends, it is so wonderful to see other travelers along this road to Marfall. Obviously, this is not the normal place to take the path, but I, as you may well understand, would not want to run into much distorted problems. I need everybody." So as he's talking, you notice. Actually, everybody make a history check, just because I'm curious, except for you, because you
Yeah.
can't hear him.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm just trying to see if things go south, okay?
Natural 20.
Nice.
Well,
History?
20.
History?
20. I think we're gonna know this
Nice,
person.
Wynn.
16.
Okay, so all of you know generally, and the others can fill you in.
odd.
This is a weird voice.
Yeah.
What do you mean it's a weird voice?
Well, he switches in Handere, parts of Handere. It has this sort of what we would consider more highbrow English accent, depending on who you are. And the sort of Slavic-y style is coming from the mountains that you're in. But it's mixing the two as he talks. So you're not entirely sure where the hell he's from or what his deal is.
I would just like to ask him where he's from. Where you from, man?
Oh, I am from everywhere. Of course,
Yeah.
I have traveled in my life. I have traveled many places all over the world, and And I have done many things, but my main thing, of course, is this. And he snaps his fingers. And the cart, now that you are closer to it, you can see that the sides have these two doors. Like you can see hinges on the outsides, and there's a hinge on the bottom section of the back. And there are doors on both sides. And when he snaps his fingers, they both go, and all the doors swing open, and more like platforms fall to the sides to reveal just a wide assortment of items, random things, wide variety of stuff. You'd have to go closer to see, but you can see there's some jewelry, there's some like little vials, there's a few books, there's stuff, and after the doors all go, a sign appears.
Sorry,
The cat just stretched his way off of his place. Anyway, a sign goes chink, 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 and then starts flashing, and it says V, lowercase o, capital P-I-O, Vopio.
Vopio.
And he says, "Welcome, my friends, to the Vopio, the vendor of particularly interesting objects."
Okay, well now that he doesn't look dangerous, I'm gonna pitter-patter him.
I'm like more concerned about him right now.
I'm going to go
I'm just gonna
up
kind
to
of like hide
this
behind you, like I've been there the whole time.
Shake, put my hand
Yes,
out, shake.
welcome. Please feel free to peruse my wares.
So I'm just curious. No, go ahead. Like peruse first. I'm just curious. How did you manage to get your cart up the path?
My oxen are particularly sturdy oxen, and they are very good at climbing anything. And
like
I have
really narrow pathways.
Sure, I have my ways.
Okay.
Good day to you, sir. My name is Kimbatul Nalah.
Well met, Kimbatul Nalah.
Is your name Vopio?
Oh, I do realize I have not introduced myself.
Yeah.
My name is Trust.
Trust.
And gives this huge bow. And as he goes down, his tail goes up in the air and like flicks back and forth with the heart in the air behind him, and he comes back up.
You're very.
Why, thank you.
I'm not sorry that I want to do
No,
anything
you are.
about it.
I love your shirt. Where did you get it?
I don't even remember at this point, but it's been a while.
Sorry.
I tried to keep fashionable, and now you look at him. He's wearing.
They're gonna have to change the passphrase. If you
I
keep
have
using
never
that.
used it.
He's wearing like a white, just a chemise, and then these sort of tight leather trousers, and these boots that have sort of a 2-inch heel on them.
Cool.
Do you have any more of these boots?
I could definitely check, or you could just peruse. That is what it's for. Please, peruse.
I'll peruse. Yeah. While perusing, are there boots?
All right, those of you who are perusing.
Tess had.
Yes, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm not perusing.
Oh,
Good.
You sure?
oh my god.
Pretty sure.
Well, I thought. Sorry.
I
thought
will
you were
prove,
saying
I
something
really
to
want
him.
to talk to Trust as much as I
Okay,
can.
so first let's peruse.
Okay.
So you peruse.
Okay.
I'm just using peruse
Prompting.
way too many times.
Okay. What's he got?
So, what you see as you look around is there's many potions and oils, but they're in like small vials. And there are varying colors and odors. And they're all claiming to heal diseases, give you blessings, improve your sex life, that sort of thing. Lots of different, who knows how viable they are, things in this thing. You see a bunch of rings, like huge numbers of those jewelry containers that hold all the rings. Lots of them seem like just basic silver rings. Some of them are clearly actually gold and silver. Other ones are stainless steel and that sort of thing. And there are a few that are off on the side that are labeled at higher prices that are just really nice gemstones. And he's got about like 10 excellent gemstone rings. He's also got necklaces, bracelets, just a bunch of jewelry. Most of it's like cheap jewelry that he's carrying around. He has 3 books that you would see. One of them is called On the Feywild by Zanmil the Wise.
On the Feywild?
One of them is called The Werebeast of Canthor by Rupert Smiley. And the other one is Orcish Customs, Beyond the Beastlands by Nathaniel Stein.
Oh my god!
Our collection is everywhere.
All the
Ye
books
shall
they
receive.
have.
One day we're gonna meet him,
The
and
benevolent
like
dear
everyone's
God
gonna
smile.
walk on the ground.
He says, as he sees you all go, he goes, oh, you know of Nathaniel Stein, an interesting young man. I met him only 1 month ago when he sold me this novel.
Month ago.
Guys.
We'll find him. Yeah. We'll find him.
Yes,
find him.
I'm not sure exactly where he was headed, but he was having a little trouble selling this one, but I was pleased to buy it and sell it in the vendor of particularly interesting objects. So,
Curiosity gets the best of me, and I saunter over to
okay. So that's what you guys see. You saunter over to around the back to the other side. And what you see is a very finely made scimitar. And it is like dark steel blade with sort of red runes in it down the side that you don't understand. They seem to be sort of mystical runes, not any sort of language. And and the other thing you see is a set of amazingly ornate. Give me 1 second.
It's not the same scimitar that Offic Darkstone had.
It is not the same.
Just making sure. Just a thought.
But you see a set of amazingly gorgeous bagpipes. And said bagpipes are like, the bag itself is embroidered with, like, it seems like real, like, gold. It's gilded, and the pipes have all this intricate design up them. And they, as you sort of inspect them, you hear, yes, that sounds excellent. Another one who can play me to my whole content.
Like the bagpipes are
The
talking?
bagpipes are talking to me, yes.
Feels bad, man.
Feels real bad.
And trust.
Feel bad? Can you
pretty cool, actually.
insight check?
Can you insight check bagpipes?
You can insight check bagpipes.
Insight check the bagpipes.
Insight check them bagpipes.
Oh, great. Oh, thank
Do I trust
I
the
got
bagpipes?
25.
All right.
Yay!
Here's your insight plus 6.
Oh, whispers!
Oh boy!
These whispers brought to you by Blasphemy, an amazing book. Pick it up now while you
Yeah! On Amazon!
I squeak over from the other side, but trust.
Oh yes. Oh, are you a musician?
You
Please,
couldn't
please.
tell by the loot on my back.
I mean, I can tell. Yes. Anyway, if you are a musician, you must try these. These are the most incredible pipes I have ever seen. And he takes them down with like protesting. He's sort of shoving them at you.
I just have a couple of questions before.
Oh, yes.
Do you know anything about who made them, where they came from, a little bit of the history, where you found them, anything like that?
I know that these are known as the pipes of Sildren, owned once by the legendary elven bard Sildren.
Am I going to regret this?
And they are clearly, please try them, the most amazing things. And to be honest, it's difficult to find a bagpipe player as I walk around. Do you know how to play bagpipes?
Oh, yes, unfortunately.
Oh, perfect. We'd love a rendition. Please try something.
Oh, Jesus.
I'll cast dancing lights so they're around her.
I would just to honor my dear friend, I would like to play a little bit of like the melody that Veneer taught me.
Okay, great. So you start playing that thing. Make a performance check with advantage.
Woo! So that's a 19, and then that would be a 25. Wow.
So, what you guys witness is about the best performance of any music you've ever seen in the history of your lives.
Wow.
Yeah, so she stands like the next valley over and then play. No, I'm kidding. So she's there.
Karen is crying again.
But she's playing this beautiful melody that
I
Veneer
know.
taught her. And as she plays and she sort of closes her eyes and begins playing, out of the pipes themselves that are up behind her neck come these wisps of energy. And those wisps form themselves into people. sort of illusory people which dance around and begin telling a story in front of Lylia as she performs with these pipes. And they dance, and there's tragedy, and there's love, and there's acceptance, and finally, as the song reaches its climax, the two lovers manage to make it past the conflict, and then as Lylia finishes it up, the wispy, illusory people give sort of a bow and then dissipate back into the pipes.
Yeah, definitely openly sobbing.
Oh,
Hat
dad friend.
And Trust as well has a tear
Aww.
and is like, I have never seen anything quite like that.
Thank you.
It seems you're, forgive me if I am being presumptuous, but destined for these vibes.
Wow.
And it has been so long since I have found somebody who is able to purchase them and play them to such amazing capability. I can offer them to you for nothing near what they are worth.
How much?
1,000 gold for these pipes.
You know what? Yeah. Yeah, I can do it.
Excellent.
Sweet.
This is a wonderful day.
I'm still apprehensive, but you know what? Either you're a fantastic salesman with some questionable tactics, or these are really fantastic pipes, and I'm willing to, against my better judgment, go with the second option.
Get out. Roll the dice on this one.
As you finish and buy, you hear, yes, we will make wonderful music together.
I want to look at that scimitar.
Under my breath, I will say, a touch.
You look at the scimitar, then I'll look at you.
Okay.
All right, so as you
Scimitar next.
the scimitar and Trust then wipes the tear away, and takes your gold, puts it in, and turns to you, eyes your scimitars. Mm-hmm. Well, I think I have something for you as well.
Right.
Come, and he lifts this beautiful blade and its scabbard off and passes it to you. And as you pick up this blade, it goes, yes.
Oh boy.
You are powerful enough for me.
Wow, we need to.
I'll give it a few swings.
And as you do that, you sort of put your energy into it, and this black energy swirls around the blade. And you hit a tree just to test it out. And it goes and rockets into the tree, clearly dealing some more power into it through that sword. Okay. And the sword says, "We will." You wish to become a powerful swordsman.
Yeah.
The most powerful. I can help you on that path.
Okay, insight check.
Go ahead.
Please.
Very Voldemort.
This is very...
I just I don't
I
quite
love
trust it.
this vendor.
But also the bagpipes are...
I'm gonna need the eye for this one.
Mm-hmm. By the way, you can add the pipes of Sildren.
Okay.
Pipes of silver.
S-I-L.
D-I-R-I-N.
Yeah. A-N.
And
7.
7? All you can tell is it really seems to want to help you.
Alright.
What a brat.
What'd you get?
And Trust does the same sort of thing, what are the chances of finding 2 people who can pick up my items that I have not been able to unload for so long? It is wondrous that I meet you. Who are you, wonderful people?
They're called the Bone Era.
That's excellent. I am here for it.
Alright.
Somebody
Anyway,
has to be.
as I did with her, I think I have traveled for days. Not really many people to sell things to. I am willing to part with that for a similar price. So,
Alright.
1,000 gold if you wish. You will have that sword, and it can guide you for the foreseeable future.
Right. I may come to regret this, but I'll take it.
All right. This is
We're
wonderful.
using our gold from our shells. Yeah, right. We're just stopping.
Trust, are you one that sets up permanent shop? Or...
No, I do not set up permanent shop. You have to sort of stumble upon me, and
Do you travel around the entire archipelago region, or do you also go to the mainland?
I have been to the mainland. That is actually where forgive me. I picked up the pipes on the mainland.
Oh, where from?
They were in a place called Ixtuda. It was a place very far to the north, to the west of the Dragonlands.
Is it a place that I would have come?
Maybe.
Okay.
It's really far north.
Did someone, Jason, or Knowledge, did you want to buy the book?
With the jewelry and stuff, there wasn't any like
That's
loose
what I was gonna look at.
stones, right?
There are a few loose stones.
Like diamonds.
Yes, well, I can certainly see what I have. And he digs through his stuff and finds a diamond. This is the only loose stone I have, but I would say it's worth 200 gold.
200. I'll take it. Sure.
Put a down payment on like insurance.
On your life.
On your life.
Down payment on your life.
Yeah.
I'd like to look at all the various potions, bottles, stuff.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Okay, try this one.
Right.
Oh, 9.
100 gold.
It's only an 11.
Okay, most of them are snake oil.
Or what?
Snake oil. It's, snake oil.
Snake
It's
oil.
fake. Crap.
Oh, got it. Okay.
It's you find one like regular health potion,
Okay.
but everything else is like, it's. I mean, they're herbal tonics and stuff, not fake, but whether they do
Like,
all the
it doesn't-
fantastical stuff that they say they do, like,
It's like just shy of a con.
yeah, just barely, yeah. It's like in the right direction.
Okay.
Some of it's actual herbal medicine, but like that's it.
Okay. And last question: the Werebeast of Cantor. Who was that written by?
Rupert Smiley.
Rupert Smiley. Is there like a cover on it? Like
Yeah, it shows a werewolf like
Okay.
in battle with a hero. It seems.
interesting. Perhaps the slightly larger than normal wolves we are looking out for? Question.
It sounds more like a
Fiction?
sci-fi novel.
I don't know. Maybe.
Cast any detect magic on these rings. See if
I'm sure he would talk.
Oh yeah, I'll ask
Yeah.
Trust if there's any magical items in his jewelry.
Unfortunately, not this trip. Everything is mundane, but very gorgeous. I mean, if you take a look at these ones, these are fine sapphires and rubies and emeralds, and oh, look at them.
Oh, it's very pretty, but unfortunately, I'm more of a function over form.
Yes, I can see that.
Can I ask? You seem like a well-traveled individual, a man of the world. We are looking for a particular plant, a moonflower.
Yes,
I'm
the moonflower. I do know what the moonflower is, but I do not have any on that. It is, you have to dry it very quickly, you see, and it lasts for a little while, but it's I do not have any on me, no.
Of course.
You would have to go up. We are in the mountains.
That's
Perfect
what
place
I
to
wanted
gather.
Ask is if you happen to know offhand where exactly we may be able to find them.
He sort of shrugs and then points up into the mountain.
I don't know. The book made it sound pretty common once we get up.
So you're traveling to Mayafold, right?
Honestly, I have heard rumors of things happening in Mayafold that I don't really want to deal with. I'm more passing by,
But what have you heard that's happening in Mayafold?
people disappearing and bad stuff. But I'm sort of heading more back down to the southeast to Martyr. Much bigger city, better place to sell my stuff. Though, who knows how the war has affected it. But we will see.
Wait, he just said he was leaving Meyerfall, heading
Just
away?
passing by.
He stops for like a day.
Okay, got it.
One of those traveling salesmen. Less than a week.
Yes.
How much for the piece by Nathaniel Stein? I wonder if it's the only copy you have. So.
It is.
You said Nathaniel Stein sold this to you himself.
1 month ago, yes.
Original first edition?
It is indeed, and very, well, relatively rare. I don't know how he gets things published, to be honest, but if you're really interested, I can get it to you for, since it is very rare, 20 gold?
Don't take it.
I'm gonna open it and just look through, see if it's in mostly common or orcish.
In common.
It's in common. In the brief minute of perusing it, do I get
He takes it away from you. Like, I do have to. I am running a business. This isn't a library.
10 gold.
I will have to agree with my friend here. This seems like something I can easily find later down for much cheaper. I was thinking 5, but since you are such an accommodating salesman.
Make a persuasion check.
Guys, we're moving up in the world. We're haggling.
We are. I really should have haggled the bagpipes, but.
With advantage, because I started the bartering.
Sure, Tom.
Okay. Well, let me first figure that one. That was 11 first, and 16.
My friend, how much business do you think I do in the wilderness here? I just had the best day of my life, though, as far as selling
Yeah, you
things.
just got $2,000 up. Also,
I'm thinking, sure, you seem to be fans of Nathaniel Stein.
big. We just dropped them.
And if you are such fans, I am very willing to give it to you for 7 gold.
7.
Sold.
Sold.
Excellent. Takes your money.
Out
Here's your
of
book.
character question, how much are books normally worth?
Our other ones were like silver.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it depends on where you're at, how common they are, etc.
See if I wrote this down.
Yeah, I'll give him the 7.
I think our
And in
original sign was
Elvish,
like 5.
I will say
Silver.
thank you for all you do, and I hope to see you later.
And he
In
says,
what?
I think one was
what?
I don't speak Elvish. I will
Why
say
don't you
the
speak
same
Elvish?
thing in common.
And then he says, if you speak, anybody speak Infernal?
Oh, I do.
At first I thought you were doing Draconic. I was like,
Oh,
oh.
no, I
shit.
speak undercommon.
Undercommon's different.
Alright.
That's
under.
I speak the exact
Underdog.
opposite, although I feel like I should have Infernal considering who I am, but I only speak Celestial, unfortunately.
Before I walk away.
Get a
Okay.
Before I walk away.
Oh, sorry. Your sword is called Darkheart. You can have.
Nice. Sorry. Add the book.
It
What's
introduces.
the name of the book?
Where did you get this?
It's called
I don't remember.
Beyond
That's one
the
I've had for a
Beastlands.
while. I pick lots of
Nathaniel
things up
Stein.
when I can, and things fall into my possession. Nathaniel, Orcish Customs, Beyond the Beastlands.
Loftier goals.
All right.
They're secret plans.
So after you finish all your transactions, unless you have any more questions for Trust,
I don't think so.
I will
Trust.
ask him if he would like to accompany us to Mirefall.
I believe a group of well-traveled, much more fit adventurers will be making much more a better time than I will. So I will let you go on ahead. I am perfectly content walking the way I am with my oxen. And he snaps his
Snap
fingers,
the
and the cart closes back up, and the sign goes, "Shunk," and he pulls his cloak back off and puts it on. Anyway, it was wonderful to meet you.
And you.
I hope you are satisfied with your purchases, and I hope I run into you again.
You too.
I'm sure we will.
And he sort of leans back and gets out some food, starts eating
Cool.
as you go on ahead.
Once we're far enough that like, is there how I don't know how the path goes, but is there a place we can still see him that he can't see us?
Yes.
I want to see if he. I want to turn
Yeah,
around and look at
same,
him and
same.
see if he changed back into old
Make a
man or
perception check.
something. Yes.
I would like to assist, so
Yep.
have advantage.
Advantage.
Good.
I need it. What is
What
it?
was
Oh,
the name
what's that?
that was a 15.
And then what was it?
I'm sorry,
Percep-
16 is
16.
16 is perception.
That's 23.
He is no longer there.
Ha!
Shit.
Honestly, I feel better about that.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm
your
gonna quick
bagpipes still
show
there?
this sword to
Is
Qren.
this stuff we bought still? We still have it? It didn't disappear?
No, it's
Oh,
still
okay.
I would like, and the back, are the bagpipes still like speaking to me?
If you talk to them,
What?
they might speak back if you talk to them.
No, I didn't have bagpipes. I'm just proficient in them.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this sword before I do anything else. This scimitar, show it to Qren and Nala, see if they can pick up on anything that I can't.
Make an Arcana check, both of you, though you can't really identify with Arcana checks.
What are you guys trying to do?
Like,
Next time-
how bad is this thing?
27.
18.
27. Okay.
Oh, wow.
What you can tell is
Yeah, so
I'm not whispering. All you can tell,
yeah,
because it's not, it doesn't talk to you. All you can tell is that it's magic, and it seems to be necrotic based, but you don't know how it does what it does. Really, you can tell those runes clearly give it a power
Something.
to do something. Whatever that mystical, shadowy smoke that went around it was clearly from these runes and the enchanting on it. It's a pretty powerful magical sword.
We know a couple enchanting buds. who
Yeah,
can
I would
get
highly
it.
recommend taking it back to our wizard
Oh
friend.
man, I totally forgot I could
Having
ask
him
Vidar
identify-
to like look at this bagpipe.
Yeah.
Wait, who?
Vidar.
Vidar.
We might have to pay him $10, but we're 10
Oh,
gold.
I don't know. I feel like at this point I could have him at least look at it. He owes
Sure,
us.
sure.
Well, and the other guy.
And Nigel.
Actually-
Nigel.
Oh, he doesn't
No,
like
we would have
Doesn't
a better
like Lylia.
chance.
He really doesn't like Lilia.
Nigel does not like
I mean, Nigel
much.
actually lives where we're gonna be.
Instead of
It's
calling
like-
Vida,
Right.
could you come down
Well, I said,
300
hey,
miles for us?
Sure. You know how your friend can do
teleportation
this thing? I'm gonna ask you to do it instead.
Well,
You
so,
have to
like-
travel
All
to
right.
do it.
Just
So-
like Kira, the next time you decide to do detect magic, I'm not going to ask you to do it now. Can I just have you like look at the bagpipe?
Sure. If you remember to ask.
Yeah, I will.
So, as you continue, you find the path again, and you continue your way, and eventually
Walking
it
the
becomes
path.
dark again. And you find a place to bed down. And we're going to take a break there.
Yay, cool. Good.
Because I have
Are
to
you
pee.
cool if I
Just walk it
So bad. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the little break we're having. We're going to do a break in the middle of the episode, quite like how Adventure Zone does, just so I can go over a few things about if we have any announcements to make about projects and other things like that. First things first, I want to thank you all for listening to this first episode of Welcome to the Bone Era. I also want to say that over time, as we get more support, etc., we will eventually be able to purchase better microphones and that sort of thing, but that'll be over time. Currently, we are literally recording with a Tascam audio recorder with me wearing a lavalier mic, but it's going well so far, actually. I'm pretty impressed with that little thing. As far as announcements go, I do want to say that we will be releasing, I may have mentioned this in the episode itself, but we will be releasing an episode every 2 weeks on Wednesdays. Wednesday just seems like a nice middle of the week. You get some cool thing to listen to. Also, every 2 weeks, so that it gives us a buffer of time in between. We generally play weekly, but we are also all busy people, so it just depends on whether we can get together to do a game. And if we have to miss 3 weeks or something, this way we'll still have a backlog which we can keep posting. I may switch it to weekly in the future, but currently this is what we're starting with. I also wanted to mention that I am currently in the process of composing an entire score, like a soundtrack, for this Dungeons & Dragons campaign. I am currently about 5 pieces through, so I've got quite a ways to go to have enough music for, a whole campaign. But eventually I'll be using completely original music composed by myself. Currently, though, I am using music from Tabletop Audio, tabletopaudio.com, which is an excellent resource for tabletop gamers and dungeon masters and game masters because it has all these sound files labeled as different settings, like settings as in places where your characters might be, with music and ambience, and it's really excellent, and you should go support him on Patreon. He's not paying me, I just think his stuff is really good. So go check out tabletopaudio.com. I will also be getting better at looping the audio. I was running it from my phone on the web page, and when my phone would turn off or go to sleep, it would stop looping, but I have now since downloaded them and put them on Spotify so I can actually use it there. So in the future, it'll run a little better as well. Also, if you wish to support me and my endeavors of making different art, I run a company called Hellas Hand Productions, which is just a assumed business name for me doing stuff. We have made a couple films. I've released a Star Wars fanfiction comic book called Star Wars The Force Serum, which is on Comic Fury. I release music. I have also released a novel called Blasphemy, which you can find on Amazon. It's an urban fantasy novel about gods and the end of the world. All this stuff is supported through or hopefully will eventually only be supported through Patreon. And you can find me on Patreon at patreon.com/CameronOfEskDavis, which will come up as Hellas Hand Productions on there. Please consider sending me $1 on there. All your support goes towards making more cool stuff like this podcast and other things like it. All right, so that's all I have to say at this first mid-session announcements section. So without further ado, let's get back into the game. Ta-ta. Welcome back, everyone.
Hello.
To Welcome to the Bone Era. Anyway, so you have all bedded down.
Mm-hmm.
You have...
the weapon bond thing.
Okay, so you do that thing. Wynn
This is how they
sits
stay.
down for a while and
If we just slept
studies the sword, and then as you all watch, Wynn can make it vanish and make it return.
Cool.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh my god, I have something to
Does
tell
this
you later.
mean that the item has no weight in their equipment? Like, can they not be encumbered by this item?
No, it means I can summon it to my hand and I can't be disarmed.
Like Mjolnir.
Okay, so it doesn't entirely disappear?
No, I can summon it to my hand as a bonus action.
Like if
Okay.
you lose it.
Yeah.
So it does still
Like-
sit at your waist, but you can just go think a shot
Yeah.
instead of drawing it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Can't be disarmed unless I'm incapacitated.
Or I guess if it's laying on the ground over there, you can go chink
Yeah,
and grab it.
exactly.
Okay, that's cool. Okay.
It's very cool.
So you need to make a perception check for the night. Someone.
Who would like
I
look
can,
at me.
I can do it again.
Yes, please.
What is that?
Natural 20.
Natural
Is a
20.
Nice.
20.
You all have a peaceful, if chilly, night. It's getting now like 40s in the night at this altitude.
Oh, I am not dressed for this.
No, but you have like bedrolls and blankets and whatnot that you bring around. But it is a chilly night, and you the people keeping watch try to keep the fire going, and you get enough warmth, and you have a peaceful night. Shar, you don't notice anything particular, except another.
It's bears.
I think it's mountain lions. Or weird wolves.
It
Or
might be
these
Jason
dogs.
Voorhees.
It's all three.
It's Jason Voorhees.
It's
Yeah.
all three.
Oh no.
Jason Voorhees is actually Salvador.
Yes.
Just like as we lay down for the night, I would like to just like press to digitize where I'm going to be laying.
Okay.
Just like not
And
in
you-
flames, but I can like warm.
Oh, okay. So you
areas.
just warm the area. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
you
I
warm
just
the
like
area.
warm where I'm about to be sleeping and like
cute.
snuggle
You've
on
got
it.
basically an electric blanket. For
I love
the,
it.
All right, but you all wake up. It started to very lightly, but it's not sticking snow, just a bit here in this part of the mountains.
Put my hood up.
I haven't seen snow in 10 years. I
Have
have
I
not
ever
missed
seen
it.
snow?
Wait, where?
Have I ever seen snow?
Yeah, who has seen snow?
Oh wait, I grew up in a desert, but I've been traveling.
So just you guys?
Nala would have seen
And I
snow.
think, because I'm from a mountainous area as well, aren't I?
You're from it. You would probably have seen snow.
But not
Um,
since I left.
I'm gonna have to inline my coat with my blanket.
You also have like an internal flame thing going on, so
Yeah.
you're actually where Nala steps is slightly
Yeah.
like
It
any
melts.
that does stick, or the frost is melting away as
That's
well.
That's funny.
Sweet.
Does it mean you're leaving like prints?
Pretty much,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
that's you
people
know
are gonna be able.
Is this like Legolas, where she can walk on top of it? Or
not in my world.
Aw,
And there's not enough
There
snow right
might
now
be
to
a
test it out.
feat you can take to do that or something.
Anyway,
that'd be cool.
so as you continue
that.
for this day of travel, I need somebody to make a survival and somebody to make a perception.
I'll do perception.
All right.
Yay.
17 plus 7. That is, yes.
Since I am
24?
leaving these footprints.
Natural 20.
Damn,
Was it your
guys, good
perception?
job.
Was
Plus-
yours perception?
You did survival,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
did perception.
24, I guess.
Great.
Because it was a natural 20.
Also 24.
Nice. So
17
Qren,
plus
I guess
7.
like learning stuff from Shar and watching her do her
We've
like
been hanging out.
survivaling thing. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I grew up
It's your
in
dad.
the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. So you are
Survival.
easily able to find your way through this now colder forested mountain range or mountainy area. And Wynn, because of that roll, in the distance,
We're gonna get
you
it done
stop
on
everybody again. You're very good at stopping people from things in the distance.
But not
And you
stopping
see
yourself.
two monstrous-looking
fuck.
things. Let me bring up the actual.
Boy, not again. Here we go.
Oh boy.
It's time for the audience to see how we do at battle.
Is it?
Or to imagine how you do that. Yes, come, group hallucinate with us.
Yay!
But you see these massive green-skinned beings sitting on the ground, and they seem to be sort of arguing with each other. And they don't have any weapons or anything, but they've got these huge claws that they're sort of rested on the ground as they sit and sort of cross-legged and are barking. And the one and the other one goes at
I'm
the other.
assuming these aren't humanoid.
Does anyone speak giant?
No. So they look hostile. They don't look like we can walk out and be like, "Hey, what's up?" We're just walking past.
Well, we don't know that they speak.
But we don't speak giants. So
Nobody
it doesn't
speaks
matter.
giant.
All you can tell
stealth it?
from what it seems like is these two are sitting in sort of a clearing, and they're shouting at each other, and one of them sort of like whaps the other one over the head, and he goes, and looks sort of distraught, but then angry and growls back at the other one, and they both stand up and sort of stare each other down and walk in a circle, and now you can see their arms are like nearly hitting the ground, and their huge claws are dragging, and their weird matted hair is falling around their shoulders as their big teeth are in their mouths as they bark at each other.
So they're in a clearing. We
Yes.
can't. Can we like go off the path and try and go around?
So you are still
Here's
sort of
the
in a
thing.
valley area, and it's on a sort of tilt.
Alright.
So there's this part is sort of flat as it goes down. So where they're sitting, you could try to get around them for sure. There's plenty of trees and stuff.
You know, and it's snowing, and I'm leaving really easy tracks.
So
These
Also,
giants could easily
I am
find
No,
not
that's
the
not-
stealthiest man.
no. So
I'm not a
Also, I'm
wise
not
man.
athletic.
they wouldn't see the tracks if we go up far enough that we literally just go around them.
Oh, you assume they're just gonna stay
Yeah,
there.
no, that doesn't make any sense though.
Things move around. They can easily stumble across our tracks.
I need everybody to make stealth check as you
Shit.
walk around. Or what are you doing
That doesn't
See,
even
you
make
guys
sense, though,
arguing.
because we'd be so far up.
No.
That even if they found it,
Oh no.
This ring that I found is the
13.
best thing that's ever happened to
8.
Kieran. 21.
13.
26.
9.
I'm
All right.
Shar.
So currently they like sort of smelled and looked around, and then they turned back to their argument.
I think we should, if our options are barreling through or try and go around,
Yeah,
why
let's-
don't we try to go around?
Yeah, let's do that.
They're not gonna.
I'll go around.
So as you sort of all duck down like you're in Skyrim, and that's how real stealth works.
Yeah.
You make your way, making sure to try and not step on any of the things as you make this wide arc around.
Yeah.
I'm still going to need everybody to make a stealth check.
Okay.
Oh, thank God I can.
Again, another one as you're not just standing there anymore.
Oh, praise the fucking Lord.
A little
Okay.
bit better. A little bit better.
16.
21 again.
22.
Nice.
Yeah.
14.
So, as you walk around, they continue their argument, and they get into like a bigger row, and they start actually like clawing at each other, and they tackle, one of them tackles him to the ground and like cuts him open, and you can see as you're sneaking around, the cuts heal themselves as the battle goes on, and then the other one tackles the other one and like rips all into its neck, and it goes like they're Wolverine. And
Like they can't hurt each other?
well,
like
that their wounds are healing.
Generation. They have huge generation.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you do manage to make this massive arc, and it's like sort of difficult as it gets really steep where you're at, but you make your way around
Okay.
and find your way back to the path
Sweet.
way on the other side of them.
Yay.
And we have successfully
You
avoided
have successly avoided the big giant creature.
Booyah.
You're welcome, everybody.
But quietly.
Okay, let's keep going. Let's just go. Let's go.
So you continue on your trek, and throughout this day,
Good job, gang.
Yay.
nothing more happens.
Good.
It is a peaceful trek. You are noticing the snow begins to stick now as you get now higher up into the mountains, and it's beginning to sort of open up.
Are there going to be flowers?
Are we seeing
We're
anything?
gonna-
Yeah, I'm about to
Could
say,
you go grab the map that is in my office right to your right as you walk in the door?
Press to digitize my clothes to be
So you're warmer.
Yeah, you're kind
Was
of.
that a huge battle you had planned that we just totally avoided?
Side battle
is
that I
like-
planned.
She's like 5'7" and
a couple
maybe
trolls.
100.
You wouldn't have died.
She's not.
So yes, as you walk, eventually you find your way to what looks like. Yeah, I moved Mirefall from my map. I need to actually fix that. Anyway,
You took it off, you mean?
no, I moved it.
Oh.
It's higher up in the mountains than I originally planned. But
Okay.
Cool.
regardless, so as you're walking, eventually this path you find it goes slightly down, and you notice a stream, a large actually river, come down from the mountains, and it is streaming southeast. And you find your way to this as it begins to get dark. You have found a river. And looking on your map, you can see that this river goes right up, if you follow it, to Mirefall. As this is...
The river goes straight to Mirefall.
Yeah, like it's flowing away from it because
Yeah.
it's from the mountains,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it goes
What's
into Mirefall.
what's the time on the point when we got to the river?
It's getting dark. It's starting to get dark.
It's
getting dark
down around here. Do you want to get
How
to the,
far are we from Mirefall?
How
One more
far
day.
are we away from
One
those
day
trolls?
more. You are half a day's travel from the trolls.
Okay.
All right.
So, okay. Yeah, I mean, if we can't buy a river, that's a whole side that...
We can't go away from.
No, I'm saying that's a whole side people can't surprise us from unless things come out of the fucking river. So.
Which.
I suppose, you know what,
Don't
never
jinx
mind.
it. Don't
Never
jinx it.
mind,
I don't
you know
think
what?
I'm jinxing anything.
It's
I
fun,
just-
it's the same as normal. I take it back.
I was gonna say I went
We can go
foraging,
fishing.
but it's fishing. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Who wants to
do
go
we-
fishing
do
with
we
me?
have?
I'll go
How are we
fishing.
gonna do it?
I have stuff I can make a fishing pole.
As the
from.
dad friend?
Do you?
Yes,
gotta be
I
down for
do.
fishing.
Hang on, in my...
Kids don't know how to fish.
We can have a fishing excursion here. That's good. I like it.
All right.
Hang on, let me...
So,
let me-
but you don't have fishing poles. So, what can you make out of?
Well, if we can find a really long stick,
Sure.
I have, like, really thin...
I've done this at Nature Center.
Yeah. So if we
It's
can
never
find a long
worked,
stick,
but I've done it.
and then we can take some sort of bait. We just need some sort of bait, and then I have little... I have, like, twine.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll help go
Let me look what I got.
foraging
For a worm.
for twigs
And a
also
worm.
for a little bit.
Okay.
Kind of worm.
So
Find a worm.
both of you, or the people taking part in fishing,
And Nala.
basically Nala and Shar, make survival checks for me.
Oh, shit.
I'm just
Oh, that's
observing.
bad too.
I'm dad friending.
Should I
11.
help? Should I help?
No, too late.
4.
11.
Wow, we're doing great.
So you're able to find a long stick, but
This
it's a
is
little
the roll
thick
I'm fine.
and a
Okay.
little long. It's like
It's, like, too big.
it's like 12 feet long, and it's like this massive, like 4 inches at
We
the
can't
base.
break it?
You can, and now it's there. You've got sort of a rod-ish. But as far as bait goes, there's not really many worms or grubs to find, and Nala doesn't know what she's doing. You find a twig that's like, yeah, this could stab something, and then you aren't able to find anything specifically for bait as far as wild bait goes.
Should we? Yeah, put some dried meat on the end.
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay, you
yeah.
can stab through the jerky and get it through, and
Great.
and you tie this makeshift fishing rod. It doesn't look great, but we'll
Doesn't need
see.
to.
We'll see if you catch any fish. Make a survival check, Shar.
Fish. What is it?
That's a 16.
Plus 7.
Wow.
Something.
Is this an evening?
Yeah, it's neat.
Yeah, we're in the evening?
23.
I'm gonna crack open my wine.
We got fish, guys.
Feels right
Wait
for
for
Dad
the
to-
fish. Wait for the fish.
Yeah,
We're gonna have dinner.
I
Steal some of your.
Yeah, we're sharing.
Okay.
It just
Yeah,
feels
sure.
right for Dad to be drinking.
Is
while
this
we're-
Savari Vineyard wine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We each have a bottle still.
All right, I
Except
remember
me.
that.
I'm the only one down.
I've decided today's.
Oh, you don't have yours anymore?
Okay,
I,
So,
I
Shar-
used
Gave it,
I
yeah,
used it to prove that it was so nice.
so Shar,
We out here.
you sit there a while. I mean, you're not a fishing is not what you really got your survival cred in. But eventually, you actually do feel a tug, and you pull back, and it's larger than you thought a river fish could be. So
Okay.
I want you to make an athletics check for
Oh
me.
my god. Does anyone see me doing this?
Yeah?
Can anyone come help me?
Would yell fish
I'm good.
on.
I'm
like
good
they
at
do.
athletics. I'll help you out.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm a drinking kid.
12.
10.
Actually, just make it with advantage. So.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
So that's 10.
So Wynn comes over and grabs the rod.
What's that?
13.
13.
All right, so you do manage to pull the thing out, and it's wriggling, and it's about a foot long.
Nice.
And it seems to be a river salmon.
Sweet.
We caught a fish.
I don't know if river salmon go from the mountains, but I don't give a shit.
They do today.
They do in Ginevra.
Awesome.
They got the fish tubes. They just launched them up.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my god,
Fish
that's
too.
awesome.
So you have a salmon,
Great.
and I'm not going to make you roll survival checks for preparing food,
Okay.
but you all have some salmon if you want to
Don't worry,
partake.
I'll grill it.
And some wine. Yeah,
Yay.
you're the dad friend. I cooked dinner.
Oh my god.
I think while we're cooking,
Salmon
I'll
and blueberries.
while we're cooking, I'll sing like a sea shanty or something.
Okay, Wynn sings
What
a sea
sea
shanty.
shanty?
Make a performance check.
I know a lot of sea shanties. I can help.
Hell yeah. We out here,
You're
y'all.
way.
I can't wait.
You know, wait. You want to look at my sea shanty playlist?
Dancing lights around us, giving us a little bit
21.
more ambiance.
You have a performance check of 21.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Again, every time there's a performance check,
surprised
dancing lights are around.
I'm
Which
Nice.
one do you want?
So Wynn plays an excellent sea shanty.
that one, yeah.
Um,
And it's all for me grog, me jolly jolly grog.
Oh, I
It's
have
all done for beer and tobacco. Yeah, that
Tobacco, yeah, alright. So that happens. If there's any character moments you want as you
Lilia's
sit around
just
the fire.
Sitting there with the bottle of wine, shocked at how good this sea shanty is.
Yay!
Just like was expecting to judge, and then was like,
Oh damn.
oh damn.
You're getting some dams from
Yay!
from the bard, which
yay!
makes you feel good.
It's fine. Take my job. Whatever.
You can do my job. I can't
It's
do
a
your
hobby,
job.
it's a hobby.
fine.
Anything else as you have this wonderful fish meal?
I
There's
will,
enough for everybody to have a serving of salmon plus like additional nuts and whatnot.
Yeah.
Plus, we be drinking.
And you're drinking.
Yes.
One bottle of wine between 5 people.
Yay!
It's gone immediately.
Yeah. You know, we don't get drunk or
It's
anything.
shots.
Oh no, I wouldn't
Wine
have.
shots.
It would
Wine
just been
shots?
Between 4 people, sorry.
Between 4.
Nala does not
I
drink.
still have mine that I haven't busted open yet either, and you have yours. Also.
I do.
I would have during this time at least
think
cracked
Justin have
open
it.
Beyond the Beastlands and have started to read it.
Sure, so this one's interesting because it actually goes into Orcish culture, specifically how they operate when they're not in a civilized place like the Beastlands. Because the Beastlands, if you all remember from the history thing that I sent out originally, is this massive island, which a lot of the bestial races decided to actually band together and create a more sort of civilized society. But there are still like roving bands of orcs and stuff, and in Ginevra and other places in the mainland. So what this goes into is that they're like militaristic and but more sort of savage and primal. They have a strict hierarchy of basically a pecking order amongst the Orcish tribes, and the chief is really always the strongest. That's always how it works, and that's the one that leads the rest because they're all sort of terrified that he'll kill them. And the punishments are severe for disobeying the chief, and it's, yeah, you basically get a lot of stuff about how terrible Orcish society is, but Nathaniel Stein's writing on this is as though he admires everything about orcs. He just finds them the most fascinating race in the world, and he writes it with such sort of vigor and love that you find yourself enraptured as you read about orcs. And he talks about his own experiences as well as you read. Talks about his own experiences with Orcish tribes because he's even stayed with some, both in the Beastlands and outside of it, and tried to like earn their favor and trust, even though he is a human and has had some success in it.
I like a man with
This
hobbies.
man.
Oh my god.
I would have told the whole group.
Sure.
A synopsis.
So Nala slightly annoyingly reads bits out of the book. You know, the person at the party who is reading and announcing stuff that's happening.
Guys, you know.
It's real neat, Nola. Real neat.
Cool, maybe another shot of wine for my
Yeah.
So, as you have this, anybody else want to talk with each other or anything?
I'd like to like play. This definitely sounds like a euphemism. I want to play with my bagpipes a little bit.
Okay, so if you're going to play the bagpipes, a loud instrument, but yeah, go ahead. Make a performance check with advantage.
Nice.
Okie dokie.
Dancing lights back up around them.
So, okay, well, that's a 13. And that is a 27.
All right.
Wow.
So this is even better. Like this is. You thought that performance before was incredible. This is something you thought, like, you're actually realizing this as you play. The pipes of Sildren, are not normal bagpipes in many ways. A normal set of bagpipes plays one key. Mm-hmm. And it plays one key with 2 additional notes. I know this because I learned how to play them. You get a practice chanter, you've got one key with 2 additional notes. Yeah, they are indeed, and they take so much breath.
Oh my god.
But regardless, this pipe set can change keys on a will. Like you can make it do different things just based on how you're playing it. And as you play it, you like ask the pipes, and they're like, sounds amazing, and then continue playing as you go.
That's fine.
And yeah, so you see another amazing performance with the illusory people dancing around. Lilia.
I'll just really out here dehydrating Qren, but it's fine.
Dehydrating?
Yeah, because he's
Crying.
Aww.
Crying like
Yo, baby,
little baby.
The first time we heard a southern accent. Y'all make me so proud.
I'm gonna kill the night.
And that was just Qren, I just want to make sure you've been fairly emotional today. Everything all right?
fine.
That's
fine. Everything's fine.
You don't have to be mad about it.
Fine. It's all fine.
Okay.
All right. Nala, were you gonna do something?
Feeling enraptured with all this performance around, Nala is going to stand up and is going to, in Draconic, sing an old song her mother taught her.
All right.
I hope this goes
my
Make a performance check. This is singing around the fire like it's a great.
for 3?
I will see. We're gonna see. That's a 1! That's a 1!
Yes. All right.
Stop! Oh my god.
So
this is gonna be
Nala
great.
stands up and looks like wipes herself off, and like lights flames in her hands and sort of lights her and goes.
I was like, we're all just like, Lilia was over. She sees what's about to happen. She's like, you know what? Maybe it'll be a pleasant surprise. Like Wins, and it's now Wins holding her right and just like jaw open, eyes bulged. Like what is?
So
like, should I cover my ears? Are they bleeding?
safe to say, not the best performance you've ever heard, especially directly after the greatest performance you've ever seen. This is like you all sort of feel secondhand embarrassment as this poor woman who's attempting to like join in on the festivities.
No.
I'm gonna give
great.
Nala
After she's done, I go. Was your good mom?
Thank you.
Was your mom alive when she died?
That's an interesting question. Yes. My mother's
Savage.
Ouch!
Savage over here from Qren.
You speak the dead. Mom, teach me that one song. I don't know.
I don't have that ability.
Oh my god. Okay.
All right.
You know, no, it was really good. It was really good.
So, safe to say as well, though, y'all have a good night. You feel more bonded
Merriment.
with each other because you all shared this moment of that feeling of sitting around a campfire and playing music is always excellent, and I highly recommend anyone who hasn't done that to do it.
To do what?
In real life. Sit around a fire and play music with each other. Like that's an excellent thing, and thank you all for doing it. But you all find your way to sleep. It's still chilly. You hear the babbling brook next to you, which I would do, but I haven't entirely figured out the audio thing. I'm doing it. So anyway, so you all have a good sleep. Whoever takes watch this night does not hear. I'm just skipping it. Does not hear
There's nothing coming.
Yeah, does not hear any growls or anything this time. And it's just peaceful next to the river. And you come to consciousness as the sun raises, and you can see now, because the river heads down southeast, and you can see there's sort of a gap through the mountains, and it twists and winds, but as you look out over, you can see the peaks that are slightly lower, and you can see this just gorgeous sunrise as you all awaken to the dawn here in the New Vale Mountains.
Morning, everybody.
Makes me almost feel human.
Everybody, no, you didn't have enough wine.
Yeah, we had fish.
Everybody, what?
Everybody work.
I was going to say make a constitution save. You didn't get drunk enough.
We didn't.
Okay.
No, we did.
That's true.
Yeah, otherwise Lilia would be puking.
One bottle of wine for 4.
That's
Yeah.
it's
It's
not,
like a glass and a half.
that's not very much. So yeah, you're awoken. You have one more day. You know that you can follow the river and get to Mirefall.
Let's do it.
Can
We'll go in that direction.
I use this vantage point to work ahead on my map or no?
You haven't seen it yet. The thing with cartography is like all those original maps, they had to track the coast and stuff like that to draw it, and they just kept track of it. Some of them who were truly bad at it, but you seem pretty good. So no, not exactly.
One could almost say I'm proficient.
All right, so you get up and you start heading along the river, and it's much easier. You don't have to make a survival check because you are just following the river. But somebody make a perception check for me.
I'll do it again.
Go for it.
Watch me fail. Wait.
5 plus. Okay, that's not great.
Great.
We're
One second.
gonna get attacked.
You said.
Be bad.
Hang on, wait. I lost my character sheet. Hang on.
Do you want me to do it? I'll do it.
No, yeah, it's fine.
Hang on. I mean, you could re-roll. It wasn't a great roll.
Okay. I'll go for it.
Okay.
Wait, I can't see that. Oh,
Is that worse?
18.
Oh, thank God.
18. Okay. So you all make your way up the path, and it's easy and it's a simple path. You actually come along the main road. You find a bridge or a way to ford the river easily enough, and you find the main path. This main path, that's an actual road, is made of stones. Apparently, Destori keeps their roads just like the Romans did, so they're very nice cobblestone roads. And you make your way onto that and start walking up this mountainous, nice road up to the town. And nothing assaults you or anything on the way. And you don't see, interestingly as well, though, you see no one else. It is a desolate 8 hours on a main road.
Wow.
That's fine.
Well, Trust did say there was. We didn't want to go here, so there's probably not a lot of.
Are there other animals and stuff, or
We don't see
You
anything.
see birds and squirrels and that sort of thing. You don't see any more cougars because this is a main road, and sometimes they don't tend to like it. You see some deer in the distance that take off running as soon as you sort of get near.
Now that we're on a main road, it's not as rocky. I'll attempt to read some more orcish.
Okay, make an intelligence check.
17.
All right.
Yay.
So you learn another phrase, and it's.
Oh no.
And it's. Reading is hard.
Reading is hard.
Apparently, that's something that orcs say a lot, according to Nathaniel Stein. There's a little note that's seems handwritten. Wherever Reno Lenchi got this is like it's Nathaniel's book or someone who had it before, and it's like, trust me on this one. And it says NS as a signature.
Aw.
Nice.
But you make your way.
My celebrity crush.
It's on. It's on.
But you make your way, and eventually, as it begins to be sort of afternoon, sort of mid-afternoon, you finally see in the relative distance the town of Mirefall. And what you can see, you crest sort of a hill, and then it goes down a bit and into the mountains. And what you can see from this vantage point is that the main road, the river continues up through the town and into the mountains. And the main road goes down and then splits into two. One goes over the river as a bridge and continues up the same direction, which is northwest. And the other one splits a bit to the right and heads northwest. And both of those roads end in these huge holes in the ground. And
Holes in the what?
Holes in the ground, like mining entrances. So both the main roads end in mining entrances in this town.
Nasty, dirty, stinky hole.
No.
But
Yikes. Okay.
And I mean, you know it's a mining town. Those are mining entrances. And you see that at the end, close to those holes in the ground, there are tracks, like mining cart tracks that head in. And there are multiple sort of more side roads that go perpendicular to the main roads, but those are the two main ones. This is not a large town, and most of the buildings, as you get closer, you notice that most of the buildings are made, they basically look like they're not the shape of barns, but they look to be made out of the same sort of material. Huge, thick wooden beams supporting them, and they seem mainly for function and less for comfort. And as you enter the town, you all enter in, and it's quiet in this town.
Too quiet.
Too quiet.
Is there like anything that looks like a
You see as
inn
you
or anything? We could go. Yeah, sorry.
So you see as you walk forward, you see a couple children who come out, and they seem to be hitting a sword. They seem to be having a good time. But the couple people that you pass in the road, like, give you curious looks and continue. And you do see in the distance, near the mining entrance, there's much more activity of miners doing their mining thing. But it does seem pretty desolate. Like, there's houses that seem to have been fallen into slight disrepair. There's just not very many people walking around. You can guess a lot of them are in the mine, but it just seems very quiet.
Yeah.
And you do look over, and to the left, if you follow the path that goes over the river, on that main road next to it, and on the river itself, there is an inn. And the inn is called the Miner's Respite. But it is the only inn in town that you can find.
Is it the only, like, open type of business we see? Like, if we wanted town information?
There's not very much in this town.
Yeah.
There's a general store.
Something tells me we won't have much of a problem finding a room.
Thank God we've ran to that merchant already.
Why?
Not much shopping to be done here.
True. Yeah.
Too bad. Yeah.
So yes.
I say let's go to the inn. I suppose any type of town information we're going to find, we're probably going to find the exact same at the inn that we would at the general
Yeah.
store.
Oh, sure,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Probably more at the end.
So you head into the inn. There's a couple dirty-looking people, and what's interesting is both of these people are dark elves. And you don't see many drow. Where you have been, you haven't seen many drow. But there are two dark elves who look pretty dirty. They're long white hair and they're really deep purple, nearly black skin, like Trust, funnily enough.
Yeah.
But Trust was a tiefling. But these two dark elves are drinking and sort of speaking quietly to each other.
They're at a table.
They're at a table.
I'm pretty relieved to see people who aren't just simply human or elf, because I did not put on my charlatan stuff, so I look half dead.
Yep. And behind the bar, you see a middle-aged, or you can't really tell if she's middle-aged. Get off my map. You can't really tell if she's middle-aged because she is also somewhat elf. She seems half dark elf, probably half human and half dark elf. And she is absent-mindedly cleaning a glass with her towel. Looks up and says, "Oh, hello. It is good to see customers. I do not recognize you. Welcome to the Miner's Respite. How can I help you?"
Well, we're at least looking for 3 rooms. Is that possible?
Sure. As I said, we don't get many visitors. But you are welcome to have the rooms. They are available.
Sure. For how much?
2 silver each, 6 silver for the night.
Yeah. I'll pay for it.
Okay.
I
Oh,
think.
whole thing?
It's 6 silver.
All right.
Fallen.
Would you all like drinks? I know it's getting late. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Would you like something?
Well, really, we're here on business.
Oh, business. That does sort of explain it. We don't get normal tourism. Is not booming in this town.
We're from the Adventurers Guild. Do you
I
have the
will
writ?
pull out the writs and show them to her.
Well,
Oh, you are the
mainly
ones.
the wolf one. The moonflower's not related. I mean, I guess not.
It's
Oh,
in the
good.
same area.
Yeah.
So.
So she looks at them. Good. Well, you will want to talk to the Baron then. Baron DeVillo Anderson. You can find him at the slightly larger house. Very easy to see, because it is the only two-story building in the town. He is the one who posted that, but he may be in the mine right now, as he is a miner as well.
Sorry, he's the one who posted which one? Both?
Just the wolf one.
Just yeah.
Tupin posted the Moonflower. But yes, he will fill you in on the relevant details, I'm sure. But I really do hope you can help. I don't know if you noticed, it's a little quiet.
What's been going on?
We have all lost people. Many people have disappeared in close by this town, going for simple trips into the woods, maybe to forage or hunt, and they find themselves whisked away. There is only one sort of survivor, but you'll really want to talk to DeVillo.
Of course.
Who was the survivor?
Oh, she's our lead hunter, Amelia Waithred. She is a little rough, but she was the main person to provide food for our town, and her hunting band, and now it's only her.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Does she also happen to work in the mines as well, or is she mostly?
No, she is just the hunter.
Just the hunter.
She was not. Yes, I'll let her fill it in, but yes, she's just the hunter.
And do you know where we could find her?
She has a house on the secondary road, the one farther northeast. So farther, the other road, not the one you're on. And a little ways down the road, she has a section outside of her house where there's probably carcasses of something hanging there.
So we should probably go see the guy who posted the writ and then go to her for info.
Well, do you happen to know when the miners will be done with their shift today?
They get off in the next few hours. It is beginning to get darker earlier, so they don't want to be down there as often, so we follow the sun.
Do you happen to know if the Baron goes directly to his office after work, or...?
He sometimes comes here, but he is lately not the one for celebrating except by oneself.
Of course.
And none of the attacks, the abductions, I should say, have happened in town. They've all been outside, like in the woods and stuff like that.
For the most part, it started that way. But then they got closer. A young boy named... sorry, it was only a few days ago.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And you knew
Kantaro. Young. 12.
Any way we might be able to speak to his family, or...
His family are no longer here either.
I think we go to
Feels bad.
check in with
We
them
had
in
a
the
town
morning
of
and then go to the
2,000.
center.
We are down to 1,800
Oh my god.
in a month and a half.
Oh,
So,
is that all disappearances or are people running? Like leaving the town?
No, like leaving because of the disappearances.
a
or
few people have left, but mostly it's been disappearing. People here are, as I said, no tourism here. People here have lived there their entire lives. Leaving is out of the
not
question.
within their means.
We are not, we are not rich or able to do that sort of thing, but
I am sorry for your situation. I really hope that we can help you.
I hope so too. Anyway, I apologize. I'm
No.
distraught. Let me get you your drinks.
Don't worry about it. That's why we're here, is to help.
You don't happen to have tea?
Thank you. I
Something warm.
can boil some water for you.
That'll be fine.
Excellent. And she goes off, clearly like wiping something from her eye and running off to get.
She's lost one or more.
I think we need to go check in with the Baron in the morning.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind going directly to the mine and waiting for them to get off.
I feel like that might be
You want to
it.
ambush him in the middle of the night?
It's 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's still.
Didn't you just say it was getting
No.
dark?
We're
getting
in the
dark.
mountains. We're in the mountains, so the days are shorter.
The time zones. It's
Oh,
Plus,
okay.
it's like winter.
So, but
That's
if,
what-
if they get off
getting
if they get off after dark, anyways, we can just go meet the Baron at his home after, because otherwise he's going to probably be up. She said they follow the sun, right? So
As soon as
we're not going to catch the Baron during daylight hours, which
Yeah,
means
she
we
likes-
have
That's fair.
we have to be out
Makes
at night
sense.
at some point.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which is gonna suck.
Do you think we could talk to the hunter beforehand?
Yeah, we could try. I mean,
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. If her entire party has pretty much been gone, she's probably recovering at her abode.
Yeah, she's probably the one who has the most info.
yeah, we can
Talk
try
to her
talking to
first,
her
get
and
I
then
was
first
gonna
go.
figure out if any of these people were any of these people recovered, or did they all just vanish?
Apparently, this is
That
the only
she's the
person,
only
so she might be
survivor.
able to tell us.
Okay, yeah, she'll be able to tell us. Okay.
So just so you know, I forgot to mention, when you picked up that writ, Davila was the one who posted the writ.
Oh,
So as far as reward, etc., you'd also have to talk to him.
of course.
Yeah,
So
so
we'll wait for our drinks.
let's get our drinks, rest up a bit.
Your drinks come. They're fine. It's not amazing. And the slight refreshment she brings you as well is like a decent charcuterie, but they seem to be on
hard times.
Yeah.
like slot menu. This is like the only piece of jerky that you can share between all of you because of well, they only have one hunter left. Yeah.
This kingdom is under Destory rule.
Still in the story. This is still in the county known as Arcalistan.
Cool.
Interestingly, I've realized that had you gone south, you would have had to pass out of Arcalistan, where there was a border check, and then gone back into Arcalistan to get into Myrefall.
Yeah. Glad we didn't do that.
Bless you. Yeah. Is the barkeep like back and able to like talk with us?
Sure, she can talk to you.
Cool. So I'm just curious. Other than like the writ, has the capital done anything for you in your situation?
That is a really funny thought.
Yeah, I figured it was probably not priority.
I mentioned that we have hunters who get us most of our food.
Yeah.
We have asked for a trade agreement with Martil. The bureaucracy of that has lasted for 3 years, and nothing has happened. We still hunt for most of our food. The capital doesn't care about us. They care that we give them the silver and coal and some mithril that we can get. That's how we make our money.
So the mine is specifically like it goes to the capital, and what do you mine there?
Silver and
Silver and
coal
coal.
and some mithril. But it doesn't go to the capital, but it goes out. It is our trade commodity. And if we lower that, they have gotten angry in the past.
Are these materials that are mined out, are they refined in town, or are they mostly sent off?
No, mostly sent off to industrial places, like Tronova in Oster. But this mountain range is well known for its coal and silver and sometimes gold is mined elsewhere. Much more on Oster.
Well, here's to you and yours.
I appreciate it.
Sorry, the capital is full of such shitheads.
That too. Cheers.
Interesting.
But King Salvador won't make it rain.
Yeah. Oh my god.
You do not have to worry about hunters out here.
Okay. Oh, good. I'm sure they
Not
won't
that
come out,
hunters.
especially with you guys having disappearances.
Yeah.
Venatoris Lyasai.
Yeah.
They don't come out the Myrefall. And if they did, I'm sure Davila would raise a stink, so... He looks after us.
Well, that's good to know.
And we managed to gather enough money to hire someone from the guild. But... Anyway, I will carry on with my business. And she goes off to help the other two dark elves.
Does anyone want to talk to them dark elves?
I would at least, like, before talking to them, like see if I can pick up anything on their conversation.
you
Oh yeah,
can.
you're
Yeah.
super
You can
observant.
read lips.
Well, yeah, she can read
Do you
lips.
speak Undercommon?
That's a good question.
What?
Oh yeah.
I don't think I do.
They speak Undercommon, not Elvish.
Can
No.
I hear it? Anything that they're saying?
You hear, I can't try through. by Shar.
I speak Undercommon.
Oh, you can't hear it then. That's what you see. Does that help? Make a perception check, Qren.
Okay.
Well, it's not great.
Well, it's not a 1.
Can I like repeat back what I think I heard?
No, that's they're speaking quietly to my ear, so you can't hear them.
Oh,
Well, that's good to know they speak Undercommon. I was gonna go start talking Elvish to them. So, nope.
Well, I also speak Elvish.
Who doesn't speak English? I don't. I'm the only one, I think.
Excellent. Well, after the appropriate amount of drinks, would you all like to head
Sure,
out to
you get nicely lubed, and then you head
I'm
over.
just getting hot water.
I mean, I'm probably a little tipsy. I'm not drinking.
I was not.
So where are you heading first?
Hunter.
The Hunter.
Amelia's house.
Amelia's.
So we don't want to talk to the elves.
I feel like we should probably talk to them.
You'd like to?
Yeah.
Howdy.
You guys should talk to
You
them.
said howdy
I
in
don't want
Undercommon,
to.
or are you speaking
Undercommon.
Common?
No, so you should go talk to them because at least you know Undercommon, and she should go with you because she's Miss Cruz.
And
that's what Chad does.
They say, hello. Hello.
We've recently come to town to check on some disappearances.
Yes.
Thought I'd touch base with some.
What do you want me to say? It sucks. Are you from the guild?
Yes.
Well, I hope you live up to your reputations. Now, please leave us be.
I figured.
Well, enjoy your drinks, gentlemen.
Dark elves.
Raises a glass and grunts at you.
Sorry about you.
I got nothing.
Makes sense.
I mean, I understand why they're grouchy.
This does not
I
seem
got to
like
dust
very
off my
nice.
pipes.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, I can still speak it. Good.
Still got
You
it.
walk
though.
away. So you head out, and you head towards the vague directions that were given to you by the innkeep, and you head over across the bridge and then back across. And you do find what appears to be Amelia Waithwright's house. It has this big fenced-off section, and there are 2 deer hanging from a deer stand. And there is actually one stretched piece of deer hide leather there as well. But nobody is currently out there doing anything. There's a front door.
Is the house by itself, or is there any other neighbors?
There are neighbors, but it's one house every 100 feet here, so it's like
They're not next to each other.
it's a stark contrast between this and Arkala, where everything was smushed together and buildings and whatnot. So
Who would like to knock on the door?
Don't let Wynn hear.
I would love to know.
Wynn runs up to the
Wynn
door.
runs up, Lylia holds Wynn back and goes.
Why don't I talk to the people?
All right.
So
There's something about this half-dead face of mine.
No, it's pretty charming. And
So you knock on the door?
snap the doors.
I'm gonna stay off the property.
So you go
Semi-bestial.
clunk, clunk,
Oh,
clunk.
why? You think she's gonna
What
kill
is
you?
she bewitching?
She's a hunter. She might see me as a creature.
Well,
And you
You probably should stay with us then.
Okay, I'll stay.
you hear from inside, yeah, 1 minute. And then rustling. And then, yeah.
Hi. Sorry, I had questions out of character, and then I decided to ignore them. That's what that was. Hi. So we are from the Adventurers Guild. We just got into town, and we're here about the disappearances. I don't want to make you answer any questions that you don't want to answer, or talk about things that you don't want to talk about. But if we could get any information from you that might help us track down what's happening, that would be amazing.
Sure, maybe. I don't know. Make a persuasion check.
Emotions.
15.
Okay, give me 1
We
second.
out here.
Where are you, Amelia?
The one time I'm not lying. My deception is far higher than my persuasion, which doesn't quite make sense.
Yeah, I've always found that weird. Yeah.
You think that they would be the same.
My persuasion and deception are both +0.
Yeah,
So they're the
hell
same
of
for
a
me.
face.
So she answers, all right. All y'all come in. And,
Thanks.
Alright.
and you walk in, and it's it's not a big house. All these houses seem to be the same shape. It's like somebody had a big housing project, and they're all sort of one main big room, and then 2 rooms off to the side, one that's sort of a privy, and a bedroom that's a decent size. And she invites you all, take a seat at the table there. Do you want any like tea or something?
No, we're
Yes, I would love some tea.
Sure. Anyway.
Yes, let's make our traumatized host give us things.
yeah.
So
Nala has no sense of that.
What is propriety?
what?
You, I can help you.
So what do you know anyway? So I don't repeat nonsense.
All we know is that there have been disappearances, that we should talk to you, we should talk to the Baron, and
Sure.
that the population has seen a drastic decrease. We also know that the capital is doing nothing, nor have your trade agreements been doing anything to help with the food situation.
Yeah, that last part's a whole like separate.
It's a whole other kind of worms, yeah. But that's the information that we know.
I used to have 10 hunters, including myself. And we would go out every night and bring back what we could, which was then shared amongst the population here. And now it's just me. And my ability to hunt for an entire town is difficult. I'm sorry. This is all a fucking mess. And I'm not sure really, no real offense, but I'm not sure what 5 adventurers, no matter how into this you are or whatever, could really do against the scale of the problem.
Right. And that's what we're trying to figure out.
Which is what exactly? Just how are these people disappearing?
She comes over and takes a seat as well, rubs her eyes. So I've lost all my hunters and my son to this. And my husband as well, a month and a half ago, when it started. He went out for a hunting trip, as he often did as well. He would join me sometimes, but he went out just as a walk, I think. And he didn't come back. And then I went out with my hunters like normal, and we got attacked a few days later by these monstrous-looking wolves that stood on their hind legs and had claws 3 inches long.
I don't have nice claws yet.
And they took 3 of our people, biting one of them before they left and then leaving. And we were managed to get away, but since then we had to keep hunting, and we kept being more cautious. And very recently, about a week ago, 4 days, we went out hunting. I actually took my son and the last hunter, and we went really cautiously through the woods. We armored and weaponed up. We were like, we're gonna solve this, we're gonna figure this out. And we got attacked again, and I fired my bow, which seemed to hurt them a lot. And that wolf left me alone, but my son and my friends were unable to hurt them. And they soon were subdued and taken off into the wilderness. Anyway, I haven't seen him in 4 days. We've seen more sightings of this nonsense. Anyway, that's what happened.
I don't mean to be rude, but may I be able to see your bow or your arrows to see what kind of material?
I mean, it's a nice bow. I was sort of bequeathed it by my parents. And she takes it off the wall, and you see that it's this finely made, like, elven longbow, and it has, like, intricate designs all over it. And she hands it.
Similar to what I have?
More intricate, but yeah, it's a longbow.
But it's a longbow, yeah.
Make an Arcana check.
Ooh.
Do you use any specialty arrows by chance? Any natural 20?
Ooh.
Any specialty arrows by chance?
It's a real nice longbow, and it's clearly
Really
magical.
nice
Clearly magical. How magical you can't really discern, but it is clearly a magical longbow that imbues power. whatever. And she's like, no, my arrows are, I make my own. They're over there. And she points, and there's just racks of them that she fletches. Thank you. But anyway, if you can ever find Irishal, my husband Irishal, or my son, who I forget the name of, give me 1 second. Jeremy, my son Jeremy.
First I said James.
Please give me anything. And if you're going out to hunt the bastards, I'm there with you. That's my... I've got nothing else to lose. I'm here to help.
Well, that's great news. We'll take her with us.
We'll gladly accept your help.
Yeah.
Another question I have, and I hope this isn't insensitive. I'm not really well versed in creatures or hunting or really anything in that regard. But were the creatures seeming like they were killing the people and then taking them, or like capturing?
I saw wounding and biting.
But it was never killing.
But I don't think they died. They were taken off somewhere northwest or northeast into the mountains.
So it seems like it's more of an abduction than it is a ruthless.
I'm not sure why that would be the case. But
I don't like that seems to be the case.
Yeah,
time is of the essence then.
Time is of the
essence.
Always is.
Also, Amelia, thank you so much for your time and talking to us. I know we're also planning on talking to the Baron.
Yeah.
Do you know when we'd be able to catch him? We heard for the innkeep that they...
and she sort of looks outside and looks over to the mines and says, they should be coming out any moment now, soon.
I don't mean to intrude. Would you be so kind as to help us find the Baron, point him out to us, or even
He's in the big
introduce
house.
I feel like we're okay knocking on doors in this neighborhood. Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, I've got like a hunt that was finally successful out back, so I gotta get that ready.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, Amelia, thank you so much for your time. We'll definitely let you know when we're en route to
out and about.
Sure.
Track down these bastards.
Sure. Thanks.
And if
I
you
hope
do
you can do
need help
something.
with hunting, don't hesitate to ask myself.
I don't know.
Make a persuasion check?
Ooh. What? Right on.
Oh.
4 plus 3, 7.
Yikes.
I'll be sure to do that, she says. Anyway, I gotta get back to work.
Technically 11.
Sorry, this whole town is in a bit of a state.
No, you...
Anyway, yeah, have a good day.
Yeah.
Night, evening, whatever.
Time
now,
makes everything.
I like to be alone, because sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but
No, you're good. You're good. Do your thing. We'll
she sort of
talk to the Baron.
half shoves you out of the house.
Yeah.
Off to the Baron's house then.
All right.
So as you get outside, you see up the road there is a commotion going on, and there's one man who's got long black hair and is standing there with like a sword, like a sword in hand, and he's saying stuff to the crowd, and you can hear bits and pieces like, "My friends, we've got to take the battle against them, and we've got to break them. Otherwise, it's useless." And as you get closer, you hear him trying to pleading with them, and me, Alfonso Grindar, will take you all into the mountains, and we will fight this foe, and everything will be fine again. Once we restore Meyerfall to its greater glory, we will be able to save us. Everybody will be wonderful again. Your friends and family will come home, etc., etc.
Okay.
I would like to cast Calm Emotions.
Oh no.
What?
Okay, could you read?
I don't know if I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to yet because we're not close
Wait,
enough.
I feel like we should talk to him. He
So you
can
get
help
closer,
us.
and
closer.
as you see, he's pleading with people, tomorrow morning at dawn we go out and find these beasts, and we will defeat them in battle, and we will find our loved ones and save them. Is anybody with me? And there are people passing by and going,
Does he look like Gaston?
a little bit, yeah, long black
Do
hair.
I believe this individual?
He seems pretty fit and strong.
Broad-chested.
And
Why is-
every last inch of me covered with hair.
Make an insight check.
I think that's 15. Let me see. No, that's even better. 17.
He seems very sincere about going out tomorrow morning.
Lost somebody here. I think everyone in this town has lost somebody,
that's
and I
pretty
don't
clear.
think there's going to be that
I
much.
don't think we were
just
directly
like-
told that.
Should
so,
we-
yeah.
He comes over to you guys because he sees you walking up. You look like out-of-towners ready to help. Look at all your weaponry and everything. You look like you could, we could save the town together. Please, tomorrow morning, dawn, let's defeat them. Let's go out there and fight.
Hi. I love your energy.
Why, thank you.
I love your energy. I love your intent. We are actually here to help
Great.
with the.
I'll
with
come
the
with you
abduction.
then.
Great.
Tomorrow morning at
well,
dawn.
So here's the thing. We've decided that we probably need to get a little more information before we just go in there. Because the thing is, if we are the only people who are here to help, we cannot be abducted.
So Amelia has actually wandered up hearing this commotion.
Oh boy.
She's coming
Also,
too.
doesn't everything happen at night?
And she's like, actually, Alfonso, I think I'll go with you.
Ooh, nice. Well, squad.
Tomorrow morning?
7 of us. That's a big deal.
Sure.
Alright.
You guys don't have to come with. This is our town, but we look out for each other here.
We might have better luck if we
I'm
split
sorry,
up.
this might be your town, but this is our job. So we are going.
Great.
that
Then
doesn't-
come with us, stickhead.
Ooh!
I want to save my family.
A little bit of smoke comes out of my nose when I hear that. I'll
Alfonso,
let it pass because she literally lost her whole family.
You're also kind of being a
Well,
dick.
we might have better luck
and
if
like
we
pats
divide-
Alfonso on the back
divide
and
the
it's like,
effort.
we can do this to him. And it's like we've got to try.
So
Anyone with better.
did we still...
So what do you say, my friends? Tomorrow morning, I've got 2. We can do it.
Do
Anyway.
you know where you're going to find them?
To the northeast, into the woods, where everybody's being taken. I know
Okay.
you're new here, but that's where everybody's
Right.
being taken.
No, I know. Has anyone been taken during the day?
A few people have been taken during the day, yes.
Oh, that is new information. And anywhere
not
besides
werewolves.
to the northeast, or you don't know when any of these abductions, like where they've been taken to, if they're
Well, Amelia
how many people have, like how many various wolves there are? Do you know what you're going up against?
I don't have time to think about that. We have lost too much, and someone needs to do something. I've taken initiative, damn it.
Right.
I'm here to help. I'm here to save my friends.
I think we're fine.
And I'll be going without you regardless.
Okay.
We're going on. Do we still want to hook up with
I
the
want
Yes,
to
we
do
need to
it.
talk
We need
to
to
Baron.
talk to. We need to talk
We're
to
gonna-
someone.
yeah, we
And he,
gotta-
Look, listen, you know what? We will be with you at dawn, but this is the one thing that, well, we pretty much decided that. But this is the one thing I do want to leave you with. You can't save everyone if you're dead yourself. And then I take off towards the Baron.
Alright.
and he just like, friends, and turns to the rest of the miners coming out, hoping to get
Do
more
we know
people.
where we're meeting them in the morning? Did they say that?
It's not a big town.
We'll
They'll
find
find us.
Wherever the
He'll
one
make
guy
noise.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll find them.
Wolves! Wolves! Like begging gods in advance.
Going to kill wolves! Yeah.
Alright,
Come and get me, you bastards!
we'll go to the Baron's house.
So the Baron's house, you actually catch him as he's walking away. He's like shaking hands with one of the miners, pats him on the back,
I should have done more research on this before we left the capital.
and goes.
Everything you were asking, they told us already, actually. Like not how many wolves there are, but like where people have been disappearing and stuff.
Right, but if there was any like new information,
Oh,
like,
I don't know.
it was a little less vague.
Yeah.
But you now see DeVillo Anderson, another half-dark elf.
DeVillo Anderson.
Anderson. Race that seems
We
common.
want to talk in undercommon to the good Baron.
I'm sure he speaks common if he's the Baron.
Also, if he's half.
But sees you all.
We're from the guild.
Oh.
We're here about the wolves.
You are from the guild. Please come inside. We
Yeah,
must
yeah.
talk now. We must talk immediately. And leads you in and ushers you upstairs. And what you find is like the bottom is exactly the same basically as Amelia's house, and upstairs is an office. So it seems like this one building was made to accommodate the Baron's office.
Cool.
And he sits you all down, pulls chairs out, and says, welcome, my friends. I have been awaiting arrival of someone to take this mission, but everybody seems to be avoiding it. It has been far too long since I posted that writ. Anyway, what information do you need? Do you need what happened? Where the wolves are? What are you? Are you planning? Do you have any plans to defeat them? What's your mission?
Well, the part of the problem in trying to figure out plans of how to defeat them is that we don't really know what they are besides wolves that stand on hind legs. Do
actually,
you?
Make a persuasion check.
Ooh.
Because of interesting things.
Oh, dear Jesus. Please let this work. Can someone...
I feel like they're making it
I'll
sound
give
not as
advantage
bad
on that.
as it
Do I
is.
know? I mean,
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna take that
with
advantage.
all the necrotic and
Okay, cool.
undead
Yay.
things.
Yeah, 24.
Okay.
Oh, well, whatever. Forgive me.
I did not want to post this on the writ. But there is a camp.
Oh, what?
Camp. Camp. To the northeast, but a little... not where people are being taken, but a little off to the side. It is a camp of lycanthropes.
Nice.
But these please don't give me looks of horror or wondering what they are, but they are run by a good man who teaches them how to control their gifts, or their curse, as it may be, to learn to be good, at least as good as a bloodthirsty, cursed person can be.
Yeah.
And he, Extandor, yes,
EXTANDOR.
apostrophe A-N-D-O-R, yeah, has been, for years now, keeping all the wolves of the mountains away from Mirefall. He has helped us. But a month and a half ago, something changed. He and I spoke. They have a new leader, the wolves, and has been unconverting them, as it were, and taking people to, I don't know, build forces or something, but I'm not...
Should have bought that book.
Should have waited for
I feel like that book was like a...
Unfortunately, like, we have silver here, but no means to... We don't have even a blacksmith here. There's no way of providing for weapons that are better to defeat them. There's... Extandor's pack has a few weapons, from what I hear, that can help, but they're trying to keep them away. They are now few, though, the good wolves.
So
And they have been trying to keep them away, and it's sort of worked, but they seem stronger and more bold, getting closer. We fight a few of them off, and more come a little later when we're not looking and we don't have enough people. I apologize again. There's lots of raised emotions here,
Yes.
but
No, would there be any way we'd be able to talk to Extandor?
yes, you would. There is a path, and he pulls out sort of a map of the
Can
local
I
area
Mark off where it is on my little
and
map?
points you out. So you know basically where. And he says, this is camp. Yeah, this is Camp Buon Lupo. Buon, B-U-O-N, Lupo. In the story, it means good wolf. But I don't know what happened, though. Exactly, to make them not able to take care of Mirefall as they used to. Something happened.
Right.
Their leader appeared out of... basically around the time that Irishal disappeared.
Oh, that who disappeared? Amelia's husband.
Right.
Hireshall. Who he was the first one to go missing. It sounds like.
Yes.
Speaking of Amelia, we will be having her accompany us on this outing.
That sounds good. She is useful.
What
For more reasons.
It might be the
There's
bad
another individual that is going to be attending with us that we have not been able to gauge their merit or their skill. Quite a loud individual, wields a sword, very rambunctious.
Yes, I was figuring you'd meant Alfonso. There's nobody that can talk Alfonso out of doing something that he has set his mind on. Especially not some strangers.
Believe that, but do you happen to know offhand of their fighting quality?
He's a good fighter. He has seen battle. He used to be in the military. At least he was trained, but that was before Salvador. But he was injured in a small skirmish with a monster, a behir, and was unable to continue. But he maintains a sense of honor and duty that no one can talk him out of.
That's good to know.
Well, except I think it's going to get him killed.
Is he planning something?
He's planning to attack at dawn.
Oh, well.
We're going out.
And I told him.
But you are accompanying him, right?
Yes,
We will
told him
try
we would. It's going to turn
keep
into a
them in
babysitting.
Do at least try to keep him safe.
I mean,
don't
I already,
want more to die.
I already
Keep
tried
taking-
telling him that he's better off alive than dead if he wants to help people.
It's not going to work.
Yeah, apparently.
If I may, has every citizen of this town lost a relative?
Generally, it's a close-knit community. We all live here since we were born, and generally, except for Amelia, she came in when she was a child. She moved here. That's why she doesn't speak like we do. But she has become part of the community just as much. And but yes, almost all of us have lost someone.
Have not to pry. Have you?
I have no immediate family, anyway. My family is this town. And I will look after this town as best I can until I go, and then it will be hopefully given to someone else.
Great.
Then you are quite fortunate and at the same time unfortunate.
I am just another person in this village. I mine like the rest of them. I work. I go to the pub.
You're a good man, Baron.
Thank you. I try.
We'll stand up and say we'll do what we can.
Thank you.
Handshake.
Shake, shake. I wish you all luck. I don't know what you can exactly do.
No, but we can at least try to talk to your friend.
Extandor
Yeah,
would be a
Extandor.
good person to speak with.
And see what we can't find from him and see what we can do about it. No, amongst a few of us, we have a couple blood magic users, so.
If you need anything, we will be at the inn this evening.
Sure. Thank you. So, I want to hurry things slightly. I want to get to a point.
Yeah.
So, you all go back to the inn, and you find your rooms. They're comfortable. They're fine. This is the other building that is 2 stories, because the other rooms are on the second floor. And you all sleep through the night, and you awaken, and you hear
Oh no.
already.
In the dawn or
Yeah,
pre-dawn?
in the dawn, you hear, "It is time, my friends,
Okay.
for us to take back what has been lost to us.
Neat.
Today is the day we fight back."
I'm gonna kill him.
We
No,
are
fight down
heavy
first.
sleepers. We are quite the heavy sleepers, do we?
You notice he's outside the inn,
Oh, yeah.
He's got a megaphone.
and you hear another sort of muffled voice go, "Jesus Christ," or the equivalent of Jesus Christ in Meyerfall.
It's still Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
and
Morlow's dip.
And he keeps yelling for a while, and eventually Amelia shushes him very loudly, like, "They're coming, god damn it." And you have awoken.
Yep. I'll go outside and
Okay.
deal with them.
Well,
Get
sure
And-
we got everything. Oh yeah, I haven't done this in a while. I'm gonna make sure I have all my stuff.
You have all your stuff.
Good, I have all my
Didn't
stuff.
get robbed.
I wouldn't steal from you.
No, I know you. We're just in a new town, new place. Never know.
But you make your way outside, and Alfonso goes, "Ah, good. You have decided to join us. More strength for the fight."
Yep.
Thank you.
Hold
Thank you.
it there. Hold it there.
Here's the thing. So, what we are doing is a very important mission that the Baron wants us to go do, okay? So it's crucial for the survival of the town. Yeah? Do you want to help?
Well, what are you guys doing?
Well, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go talk to some people who have more information on why the wolves are attacking, which matters a little bit more if we're going to stop it, because we have to stop the reason. Yeah? Yeah?
Make a persuasion check.
It's like I'm talking to a kindergarten.
There we go!
And he seems to sort of calm down a bit, and Amelia comes over and goes, you know, they kind of have a point. We've tried fighting them before. Maybe we should find out more information. Who are these people?
It's all empty. It's all empty. So the Baron has a friend. Do you recognize the name Extandor?
Never heard of that name, no.
Okay. I'm going to need you guys to try to level out your emotions as much as possible. And
Okay.
this information can go nowhere. Is that understood?
Okay, they look around. There's no one around, but
Okay.
they're like...
I'm like dead staring at Alfonso, like he doesn't know this, but I'm considering turning on my words of terror just to like.
Oh my god.
Can I like
Make sure
give him a glare?
Yeah, sure. I'll make an intimidation check.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
so yay.
One sec.
Summon the vultures.
15.
Yeah, sure. He's
You
like...
look spooky.
So you can. This can be told to no one.
No one. That's all right. That's fine.
There is a camp that's a little. It's a
A
little.
what? Sorry.
Camp.
It's a band camp. It's a band
It's a
camp.
band camp. You know what happens at band camp. Okay, so
It's not like a Bible camp.
trust me, I'm a bard. I went to band camp. So it's fun.
This one time.
But so there is a camp of lycanthropes.
Of,
Werewolves.
you mean like werewolves?
Yes. And the Baron.
Werewolves don't exist. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but giant wolves that walk on their hind legs.
Yeah, you know, maybe it's just a new breed of direwolves or something. We get those all the time.
Something.
Or
Like werewolf.
Alfonso, I hate to burst your bubble, but magic exists.
I'm not an idiot.
Yeah. So like, anyways.
And he like looks sort of, what? At the ground.
Can I gauge
Sort of
Amelia's
confused.
reactions?
Amelia is rolling her eyes to no end.
Like at us or at
No,
him?
at him.
Okay.
Yes.
So the old leader, his name is Extandor. He was a leader of this group of lycanthropes who would basically take in the other lycanthropes and teach them how to resist their animalistic urges to kill. Yes? Are you with me?
In order to keep the town safe.
Okay,
Basically.
I guess.
Extandor is no longer in power, and that's when things changed.
Do we know if he's alive?
No.
You know nothing about
We don't
it.
know
It's
anything.
been over a month since the Baron
Wonderful.
talked.
I don't know if he's a person or another.
So,
He's in
but we
the
do
He's
know
not-
now that the camp exists, so we do have an actual place to go.
All right.
Instead of just wandering into the woods and hoping to be abducted.
Well, Amelia, what do you think? I already told you what I think, she says. Alfonso goes, all right, well, I'll follow your lead. What I care about is the safety and etc. of the village.
And that's what
And I
makes
want
you
my
so
damn
crucial.
friends back.
I know, and that is what we are all trying to do. This is just a slightly less glamorous version.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, lead on then.
Okay, great. Who knows where we're going?
So, you guys have the
They wrote
map.
it, they drew it on the
We have
map.
a map. So,
So you head out. Plus, like
I would
Amelia.
like to ask Amelia, like, if you can-
Amelia like takes point in this, knowing the land. I'm gonna roll for it.
So, do you want to ask Amelia about the moonflower?
Not yet.
Let's one fire. One
thing.
fire at a time.
Yeah.
So Amelia
One
It's a little
person at a
less-
time.
heads off, leading you
Sure, if we
guys
see them, we'll
Alright.
recognize them.
into the wilderness, and you travel for 4 or 5 hours, and eventually you get higher into the mountains. But you're following the path. It seems there's a moment where she's like, "Sorry," and turns the map over and
She's
realizes that it was like I've been having a bad time. But I'm back. We're back on track. Everything's fine. And
You're doing
everything's fine.
better than I would have.
And you get up a little higher into the mountains, and but it takes a long while. Looking at the map, the scale of it is like nearly a day's worth of travel to get to Camp Duanlupo or Buonlupo, and it starts to get dark. But around you, as you walk through this, you see faint sort of glows appear on the trees.
Kind of glows.
And they open up into semi-clovery shapes of purpley silver essence all around the trees around you.
Are they moonflowers?
Make a nature check.
Well, I get advantage on nature checks because I read the book. Okay.
You read the book.
13
Don't they only
8.
stay good for like a certain?
You have to dry them right away.
Dry them. So maybe a million.
Okay, so that's a 13 plus 8. So.
Are you guys
21
looking for moonflowers?
Yeah, I mean, I figured I'd just keep
Ever
an eye
since
out the
we've
whole
been
time.
in the mountains, we would be looking out for them.
No,
That's
that was Amelia. Sorry, she sounds like me. But Amelia asks you because you seem pretty excited
We'll
about it.
also pull out that writ as well.
Great. Well, here now's your chance.
Yeah.
And so you go around and you pick a bunch of them into the container that Tupin.
Wait, so do we have to dry these
I
right
assume
now?
you might know how to dry them from the book.
Can I press the digitize?
Yeah, can she do that?
Yes.
Take the.
So
that
make
takes the
a
moisture out?
No, I don't know.
make an Arcana check.
Okay.
Is that a
I can
horse?
certainly try. Oh no, that's a 5.
Oh no.
Can I get?
Can I try?
It starts warming it. The container that he seems to have handed you seems pretty airtight and nice, and he handed it to you. So basically, you go, "Well, we've done our job," and close the thing because he didn't tell you anything about drying them. You found that out later.
So they're gonna be okay?
You have no idea, but
Well, how many did we pick?
you had to fill the container. Was the thing.
Okay.
Okay, well then I'm also gonna pick
Yeah, let's get extras.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pick a shit ton as many as
You pick like you've got a bag full of them basically.
Okay.
That's all you can get that are look in bloom around you,
Okay.
and then
And then.
And then?
Oh
around you.
no. Well,
I'm fine. It's fine.
Oh no.
It's about time.
Oh no.
Everybody make a perception check.
Fuck yeah.
It wasn't a great roll.
16.
9. 6. Oh jeez. We really out here.
9.
24.
Thank God.
So
Shar.
you notice this as you're picking the flowers. You see some yellow eyes look up at you, and you hear this. And then you see off to the sides, all surrounding you guys, are more sets of these yellow eyes all throughout this cold wooded area, and you hear now. And you hear sort of shifting of bones and cracking and out of the darkness because you're glowing lights around you. I'm
What
assuming.
phase is
Yeah, I would have had the
Squid
Squad.
Middle of the month. It is.
What phase is the moon in?
It is not a full moon.
Okay.
Okay.
But they come out and like one of them leaps down in front of you, but you're like, Shar, you're ready for it because you're there. And more of them come out of the woods, and you see like 7 of these monstrous half man, half wolf beasts. Their claws huge and monstrous, and
Humanoid?
Oh darn.
they might be.
Well, if they're
I'm
half
so
man,
much more useful if these guys are
Can you
humanoid.
make a perception check to figure that out?
No, I think we should be able to tell.
They are humanoid, but they come rushing out of the woods and growl, and a few of them howl at the moon, and everybody gets their weapons ready, and we're gonna pick that up later.
What a great session this was.
Wow.
Goodness gracious.
Whoops. No, let's keep it going. But hell to the yes.
Yay!
Hell to the yes.
You have been attacked in the mountains by werewolves.
Hooray.
Writ 1.
Done.
Kind of almost
One
done.
and done.
Yeah.
Now you have to bring it back to our
Yeah,
colleague.
just gotta bring it back. I think we're so smart to get extra.
Yeah.
You didn't drive yet.
Good job, guys. That was a
No,
very
but we should do that at tomorrow.
that was a very roleplay heavy.
Yay!
But that's fun. We'll pick up with a battle as far as podcast goes in a couple weeks. As far as we go in a week. But I think that's for the best because that way we have a buffer and extra episodes to do this sort of thing.
We bonded, guys.
So, since there was no combat, we didn't get any experience.
You get experience from other stuff, but I'm not really keeping track. I was basically doing that
I
just to
wrote out,
vaguely
like,
see
entire
it.
fucking backstory, and it's like
I was like, we got experience
I wanna be here
for
if
going
it's-
around the trolls.
Oh.
You do. You get
Okay.
experience for that sort of thing. If you think your way out of a problem,
Do
you
you know
also.
how difficult it is to look up a female bard, especially one that's an Asimar that does not have an image of a woman with her tits out?
Right.
Do we know how
I can only imagine.
Difficult.
It's. I was like looking on Pinterest, and I was like on Pinterest,
All
you
right.
think that would be like the woman happy place, and I was like, what the fuck?
All right. So thank you all for listening to this first episode. More to come.
It's gonna be great.
I hope you enjoyed this first foray into the Bone Era.
Good night.